Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. After their canceled trade for Raiders pass rusher Maxx Crosby, the Ravens have pivoted to sign Bengals star edge Trey Hendrickson per ESPN's Adam Schefter. Hendrickson's deal was worth $112 million over 4 years with $60 million guaranteed. Schefter also reported the Colts and quarterback Daniel Jones finalized a 2-year, $88 million deal, while the Ravens have restructured quarterback Lamar Jackson's deal to create $40 million in cap space. Schefter talks NFL with Rothman and Ice on the Fan at 12:30. NHL Blue Jackets topped the Lightning 5-2 Tuesday. Newest Jacket Connor Garland stayed hot with 2 goals. He's the first in franchise history with 4 goals in his first 3 games with the team. This update sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co. Locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Jam-packed today. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, TLC. The only thing better would be if Matty was doing this show from his boudoir with the rain and a movie in the background and just kind of slithering off into a nap soon. But we're all present and accounted for, and we will have a loaded show. How you doing?
What up, what up? I'm doing well, man. You know, this is my type of weather outside. Like, this is right down the middle of the fairway for me. This is good living, right? You're right. Like, you get a dark and dreary day. Matty Ice is in a good mood. I'm the opposite of a lot of people on days like today. I think I could reside in Seattle and be just fine. So, no, man, I'm good. It's a fun sports day with conference tournaments popping off and basketball. So we got some matinee basketball going right now. So, yeah, life is good, man. How you feeling? You good over there?
Outstanding.
Good.
Great Jackets win last night. That was more than just a good penalty kill. They held Tampa to 17 shots, and they beat a really good goalie, maybe one of the best, if not the best in the league. They're bringing attitude. Sillinger was all over the place, getting under people's skin. We're going to talk to Damon Severson on the off day from Florida at 2:30. He got into a fight Saturday night with Kerfoot, which was great, and then playing to the crowd. There's some attitude. There's some urgency. It's a fun watch right now. And the stat, and I want to give them credit for this, my friends over at First Ohio Battery came up with this stat on the Rick Bowness effect that, and Ed Francis, I want to give him a shout-out too. Fast Eddie. Fast Eddie said points per game leaders since the CBJ hired Rick Bowness on January 12th. First in the NHL, 1.63 points per game under Bowness. So they're 14-2-3 under Bones. And then First Ohio Battery added this, that if you get the siren alert, if you extrapolated this out.
That qualifies. Yep.
I don't even know how to spell it.
Extrapolate?
Yeah, extrapolate.
Is that a extrapolate?
Language of origin?
I don't know.
How do you spell extrapolate?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Does it mean like to remove?
What are the questions?
No, extend. Okay, extrapolate it out. Stretch it out.
What are the questions that they use at the spelling bee? They do language of origin. They do use it in a sentence. But they have like...
There are a few of them.
They have 7 or 6 questions.
But what's the time limit on that?
On what?
On the spelling bee. How long do they have?
Extrapolate.
To get the word?
Yeah, to enter into spelling it. And then the other part is, can you just keep asking stuff to extend the brain thought about it? Like, can I throw another question out there?
I would love to know what the shot clock is for the spelling bee. Is it like a minute?
Needs a shot clock.
Minute and a half?
There is a shot
Remember when
clock.
they used to air that on ESPN like it was a sport?
I used to nerd out and watch that as a kid. I did nerd out and watch that as a kid. I was locked in.
Extrapolate, to extend the application of a method or conclusion, especially one based on statistics.
Okay.
All right.
Give me the spelling on that, big dog. Where we at?
EXTO.
Here we go.
Did you want to spell it?
No,
okay.
I'll give it a shot.
He wants to spell it.
But here, I asked Chad, I said, what are the questions that spelling bee contestants ask the judges to get clues? What is the definition? Can you use it in a sentence? Can you repeat the word? Can you pronounce it again?
So that's 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get
Is there a
4.
shot clock?
Language of origin. Oh, here's the one. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
Okay.
That's the one.
What do you got on a shot clock over there?
Probably nothing, dude. They probably have like 90 seconds. Is there a shot clock?
That's what I said. Maybe a minute and a half
In the
max.
Scripps
There has to be something.
National Spelling Bee,
Can't just be up there all
which
day.
is not a sport.
We got things to do.
Blah, blah, blah. Chad, you were taking way too long, bro.
Chad. Well, while you're doing that, hit me with the spelling of
Okay, here,
extrapolate,
let me
because I
try
do
it.
want to know that.
Let me try it. Yes, there is a shot clock.
How
90
long?
90
90
seconds.
seconds,
There
minute
you
and a
go.
half.
That's
Okay.
good.
Play
90
my
we
theme
can live
music.
with.
I'm going to say EXTRAPO.
Didn't you just look this up?
No.
Oh, okay.
I looked up the spelling bee rules. I didn't look up
I
extrapolate.
thought when you were talking into Chad, I thought maybe he was.
No, here. Okay. I'll make this quick. Extra POLATE.
Yeah, that's right. I would have gone with
good
the
work.
X-Trap. X-Trap. O-Late. O-Latte. But you got it right.
Yeah, it's good stuff, TLC.
I would have gone, I probably would have had it as extrapolate. I would have gotten that wrong. I wouldn't have gotten that O at the end. Extrapolate. I would have said extrapolate.
And there was no S in that, right? I think I would have probably thrown it.
Where?
Extrapolate. I'm hearing that.
Extrapolate?
That's what when I heard it the first time, extrapolate. That's what I'm hearing.
Throw a random S
Is
in there.
Lou Holtz the judge?
What was the one that I saw in Wheel of Fortune the other day?
Extrapolate.
it was-
Listen, it's a feather in your
Cap.
blank A blank.
And they were just
a
swing-
feather in your lap.
Like, what?
No.
What is
Next.
going on?
Bones has the CBJ playing at 1.63 points per game. If you extrapolate that out,
Okay.
that would be 134 points over the course of an 82-game season.
That's insane.
That's like the pace. You know what it's similar to? It's similar to when a guy starts a baseball season with like 4 home runs in 8 games. Oh, he's on pace to hit 300 home runs this year. Yeah.
It is really impressive, though, that we're still, weeks removed now from the hire of Rick Bowness, and these guys are still just as locked in. So it's credit to both parties. It really is, because he's identified this roster as a roster that he felt comfortable with coming in off the boat and saying, hey, you know what? I can do some things with this. And so he's holding up his end of the bargain, but the guys as well are really putting together a really, really good run. So they came out of the break. You had a couple speed bumps in that thing. Now you're right back to where you need to be as far as on the winning side of things, especially coming out of a couple games where we talked about those overtime losses are tough, right? You get to that extra period, you're not getting the full result that you want. But you talked about this guy when they acquired him. And you said we were going to feel his presence out there on the ice. And sometimes it may be him lighting up the lamp, and sometimes he doesn't even need to do that. But right now, Connor Garland is doing both right now with what he is bringing to the table. And you were absolutely right that the energy is infectious. For right now, he's rejuvenated. And it's something that we talked about. When you go from a situation to where he was with the team that he was a part of, and there wasn't any success going on, now you hop on this moving train, and there's an energy in the building, and there's a determination from your teammates to be locked in and get to the postseason. And so Connor Garland right now, 4 goals in 2 games. I mean, that's great stuff. And that's when you're a fan and a new guy enters your team, you always want to see them have that success early, right? And the player obviously wants to make that impression too. So that coming together with that new addition has just been awesome to see.
Yeah, I knew he would be. I've watched him play. I knew he would be play bigger than he is. And I made the joke. He's 5'8", 5'10" on skates. I don't really feel like he was one of those guys that people thought would be just a guy. I think he's a good leader. I think he was going to be good in the room. We haven't had him on the program yet, but I think he's good with the media. They had him on the broadcast last night. And so when you're a pesky guy and you're always around the puck, you can make a difference. And he just because he's little doesn't mean he can't be around the net either. He's always going to be fast. He's little. He'll be fast for a while. And we have him till he's 36 probably. His price, originally I didn't think his price was that great. And then because it was a big extension. But with the cap going up and knowing the kind of reliability he would give and the durability that he would give, could I have known he would make this impact scoring this way right away? No, because his production was down a little bit this year. But as we pointed out, it was on a bad team. But this is he was going to be a good jacket. You kind of knew, and he was jumping on a team that had urgency. And he's not a guy that would wait. he would bring urgency. Even if the Jackets were a little bit out of it, I don't think he'd be playing any differently. But the fact that he's playing so relentless and has a nose for the net and make plays in traffic and all that, and he just seems to be around the puck. I told you he's going to be a guy that's just going to be like, where'd you come from? And he's that guy. So good news for them. The bad news is the teams that they're chasing won last night. So the urgency continues, and it will continue for the Jackets. This is what do they have, 18 games left or something like that? I feel like 18 is the number. Double check on that. They go to Florida tomorrow night. They just beat Florida here not long ago. They'll go to Philly, winnable game. Carolina at home will be tough. Rangers they can beat at home. Like, I'm kind of just eyeballing the schedule. The end is going to be amazing. Like with the road games and Buffalo and Montreal and Boston and at Carolina. They're going to get Boston twice. That's a team they're chasing. Mm-hmm. This is going to get really good. I believe they were going to play meaningful hockey in March. And it's not that I was lowering the bar for them, but when they were losing those games early on, especially that game that they gave away against the Islanders I don't know when that was, November, I can't even remember now, but it was one of those games I thought, I hope we're not looking back at like one or two games. And here we are again. And I'm past that now. They're on such a streak now. Yeah. I'm not going to play the what if on games in November because, you know why? Because this streak is so unlikely, the one they're going on. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to take credit for all the wins, they're going to take credit for this run, then you can't rip them for that. I make the analogy for golf. When you play a really good round of golf, you usually go in and you tell your buddies, oh, man, I shot 83. It could have been 79 if I would have just made that putt. Oh, yeah. And then you know what they never say? The bounce they got off the tree or the lie they got in the rough or the 15-footer that they did make for par. They're not telling you those. Right. They're only telling you the ones they should have had or could have had. So I'm not going to go back and play that game with the Jackets. But the fact that they're here and they are in this race.
That's what you want.
That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what you want, is for them to be playing meaningful hockey down the stretch in the middle of the March all the way to hopefully the end of April and beyond that. And we're talking about this team making some noise in the playoffs because the guys are grinding right now and they're putting some good stuff out there on the ice pretty consistently.
Shefty, bottom of the hour, but up next, the Ravens reversal. Maddie's team does a pivot. Was it fair? And how'd they come out? We'll do it all next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Tell Ohio Credit Union Business Banking is there whether you need a loan to grow your operations or cash flow solutions to keep things moving forward. Real talk about what matters to your business. Visit telohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you can save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
The sports book at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once on 2 video walls spanning 50 feet, plus over 30 TVs. Come show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings and take home memorabilia from a Cleveland basketball legend. We've also got unbeatable game day food and drinks all season long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table with up to $300 in dining credits at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here. The new weight loss meds are having results, but what happens after you stop taking them? I didn't want to rent my results. I wanted to own them to keep the weight off. I chose the medication-free solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Catch all the buzzer beaters, upsets, bracket busters, and more at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. It's the greatest month of the year.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop again as we go into the second half of the day, with temperatures soaring into the mid-70s and gusty winds with powerful gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour. For tonight, eventually the showers and storms taper off overnight and temperatures plunge as we drop to right around freezing with gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. A perfect afternoon parlay. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, I'll speak for myself. I thought it was fake. Although most things I see on the internet, I think now are fake.
Me too.
I'm leaning that way, which is horrible.
Is this AI?
Yeah. But this I definitely thought was fake. Watching the Jackets last night, getting a glimpse of Bam Adebayo and what's going on in Miami. And then this comes over with just a sheet that just says the Ravens are backing out of the Maxx Crosby trade. He's back with the Raiders, and we have no more comment on this. And Addie soldier, that's it. And I was like, okay, This is not real. And then I thought, okay, it is real. And that's when I texted both of you guys. And I wanted to see if you guys were going to text back and saying this is fake. And then Cole sent back this is coming from Shefty. This has 11.5 million followers attached to it. This is real. And so when did you see it?
So I'm at baseball practice last night.
Late night.
And yeah, a little late night special up there at Ripple Baseball. Shout out to the gang. And I hadn't looked at my phone till probably around 8:20-ish. And my phone is blowing up with notifications, blowing up with text messages from people. And what I found so ironic in all of this, AR, is that Friday night, when it was good news for me as a Ravens fan, I didn't hear from any of my friends. Nobody said congrats on getting a great player. But when the bad news comes in for me and my team, everybody wants to make me aware of what's happening. It's so funny how that worked last night.
That's
but
right.
The initial reaction was, what is going on? Because I can't remember the last time something like this happened in the NFL. Off the top, man, when's the last time anything like this happened? And I was catching up on our group message between the three of us, and I think one of you guys mentioned, well, it's got to be the medicals. And that was a story that was unfolding last year in Vegas, to where the Raiders were trying to shut down Maxx Crosby. He was pushing back on how healthy he was and all that stuff, because he didn't like the thought of, hey, we're tanking to get the number 1 pick in Fernando Mendoza. He comes out, throws out the video of him playing basketball and pushing back on that entire narrative. And now here we are. And the Ravens, if you want to believe them, did their medical examination on him and looked at the information and said, this doesn't work for us. And they backed out of the deal. And now we wake up this morning and they circle back around and they've acquired Trey Hendrickson and signed him to a big deal and kept their 2 first-round picks. Everybody's saying how grimy this is, how sketchy this is by the Ravens. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know what really went on in this situation. I'm going to take them for their word. Obviously, I'm biased until I hear otherwise, and we'll talk to Shefty in the bottom of the hour, and I'm sure he has a lot of information on this. But it was definitely an eye-opening experience last night. So the range of emotions that I've been on from Friday to last night to this morning has been quite the roller coaster, AR.
What we like to forget is that phrase, pending a physical.
There you go.
Because it's a disclaimer. It's just thrown in there. Every trade we've ever seen has had it attached to it. It's just like you said, this is so rare. You got to go back 20 years to get to the Drew Brees thing.
Yeah, that's the one.
When the Dolphins failed him and Saban failed him, and it changed the trajectory of 2 franchises. And so it's one of those things that's the one that probably comes back to the one that haunts the most, that in 2006 when he's a free agent, he was testing the market, and he was because he was picked by the Chargers originally out of Purdue, and then the Eli Manning had something to do with this, right?
Pretty sure he did.
Because 04 was the same season they took Eli, and Breeze gets this. It kind of left him with a very uncertain future. And so Breeze meets with the Dolphins and the Saints, the team he eventually became a star with, and the Dolphins had Nick Saban. So let me look what year this is. So back then, the Chargers had offered him here a 4-year, $50 million contract with $2 million in guarantees. Think about that for a second. 4-year, 50 with $2 million in guarantees. And the rest was based on incentives.
Jump change.
So you can guess what the response to that was.
Yeah.
So Bree said, to hell with you guys.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to go to the Dolphins. And then Saban. So Breeze now had the Saints as the option, and he signed, here's the contract, 6 years, $60 million. 6 years, $60 million. 10 a year.
These guys now are making 60 in a
but
season.
Drew Brees.
Right. That's just where the market was.
Where it was.
And one day we may be looking at Joe Burrow and these guys and saying they were making only $60 million. These guys are making 90 now.
When Joe Burrow was only making $3 million a game? That was some time.
Imagine if I would have told you back then, 20 years ago, that quarterbacks are going to make $60 million in a season.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have looked at me like I was crazy.
So it's shocking news, but back to my original thought, which is that the disclaimer is always attached to this stuff.
Yeah.
Pending a physical.
Yep.
It just never fails usually. And I'm not that guy that I'm going to sit here and say that the Ravens just got cold feet and they just decided to do something else. And here they went with Trey Hendrickson because it was cheaper than giving up what they gave up to get Maxx Crosby.
Clearly
and all that.
They were in on him as a player because they did something at the time that they had never done in their franchise's history, which is give up first-round picks for a player.
Damn right. I'm going to do something.
Right. And so this out of the gate was them looking at him as a guy that they feel can put them over the top as a team that feels like they're in their Super Bowl window. And so, yeah, there's always going to be people looking at them with a side eye. And now the narrative's going around on social media. Hey, nobody's ever going to want to do business with the Ravens ever again. We'll see about that. Like, I think emotions will calm on this, and if a team looks at the Ravens as a trade partner and they have something that they want, I'd be shocked if a GM and an owner said, no, we're not going to do that because of some Maxx Crosby deal that didn't go down back in 2026.
I highly doubt that the Baltimore Ravens did this as just on a whim. Like, clearly, they were not that comfortable with it after the physical, their physical, the subjective part of their physical. This wasn't all right, we agree to the trade and you guys duped us. His knee's a lot more wrecked than we thought. They're not going to come out with that. I think they knew. See, for the people that are accusing them of this, like, well, you knew what you were getting into. No, we agreed to the trade before a physical.
And you're not going to just take the Raiders' word on it.
Or his word.
You're going to do your own examination on the player.
You're going to drive the car the best you can. Although there are people now that are buying stuff sight unseen all the time. But not for this price.
You can't do that.
Not in this business.
No.
I know friends of mine that buy cars online.
Really?
All the time. Now, some of them have warranty, so they feel like, okay. But the ones that don't, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it looks good. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm sure it looks good, but you don't want to go see it.
Yeah, you got to spin the block one time.
It's an emotional thing,
Okay.
and they're like, before somebody else gets it, I got to have it.
Okay.
Ship it up here. Drop it off.
Be like proposing to somebody, you know?
Oh, the Love is Blind.
Like, yeah. Well, how's that going, TLC? You watching that right now? Love is Blind? We got to be getting to the end of that, I think I heard.
No,
The
I never
union
watched
season?
it.
Oh, you're not in it. Okay.
Talking to the wall.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. I'm not really seeing
Talking
it.
to the wall.
Well, that's what you do. You talk through the wall
That's
to
the blind
who's
part.
on the other side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that they're on the other side of walls, just falling in love with someone's personality and only their personality.
Some say that's probably the best way to go.
That's a lot of trust.
The saying we all get old and old and ugly
Trust
at some
me.
point, you know?
Yeah.
But do you trust the producers to only hire hot people? Is the question. Do you sign up for that show going,
have you seen the roster?
That's based off the history of the show.
Is it a nice mixture of?
I think he brings up a good question, but based off the history of that show and reality shows in general, it's a pretty fair roll of the dice that you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You'll like what you see on the other side.
It may not be for you, but it won't be something where you won't have a jump scare. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like you'll trust
Sticker shock.
Generally good looking.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably because
that's fair.
I don't think, I think Netflix would probably want people to watch.
Correct.
And the way you do that,
Yeah, but they want to create a create a little bit of a train wreck. You got to have that aspect.
I think
to
that's
it.
where the
You do.
personalities come in with some of the questionable personalities. I think
but that's all they have.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's where some of the intrigue and all that can come into play is where you get maybe somebody that's a little crazy, somebody that's a little desperate, a guy on there that's what, you know what I mean? And just doesn't really care about anybody's emotions and only cares about one thing. Like that's where you can create some of the
how's
intrigue.
that guy going to get somebody to want to pick them if they're coming to the table with that?
Some guys
and no looks
know how to put on a good mask, and say what they need to say.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. I get what you're saying.
Some finessers out there.
I just was wondering whether Cole had seen the entire roster and whether it's a nice mixture of like models and like average and like less than average and above okay and like.
No, it didn't look like a. It wasn't a supermodel crowd because I did see when they tweeted out the roster. I did see that. So I'm going off of my memory of seeing it one time. It wasn't like a supermodel roster. It was just like real human beings, but like on the attractive side.
For sure.
For the most part.
I mean, if you go back to what this cost, the Raiders got 2 first-round picks, right?
Yep.
Like this was a massive win for them. And now he's back on their books, a guy, and you got to think that now he's a discount because now he's going to be looked at as damaged goods. However, it doesn't mean he can't heal. Like, I can't wait to talk to Shefty about where the injury is now and where they think it's going to be because they clearly traded for him off the injury. Like, the Ravens knew he had been injured. To the extent is probably why they got cold feet. We'll talk to him in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Common Man here for Jermaine. Everybody's talking about affordability when buying a car these days, but the truth is, GoJermaine.com has a great selection of affordable inventory. Maybe that tax return's going to hit your mailbox pretty soon. Well, go see my friends because they have 300 new cars under 30 grand, over 300 used cars under 20 grand, and it's only at GoJermaine.com. And along with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started at GoJermaine.com.
Hey, folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never. For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, TLC's effort in Shefty. Here's another very interesting part of this, which I'm curious about. Maxx Crosby always said he wanted to be a Raider for life. Like he wanted, well, now you're back. They're going to still try to move him. I can't imagine that the price doesn't come down a little bit. And the other NFL teams that were interested are going to smell a little blood in the water, but they've got to be scared. Yeah. Now, the risk will be less. It won't cost the next, I don't think it's going to cost the next team what the Ravens were willing to pay.
And it sounded like the Ravens were the only team last weekend that was willing to come to the table with 2-1. Shefty had reported that Dallas was hot and heavy in this as well, and they were only willing to put on the table a 1 and a 2. And so now this is all going to be about the medical stuff as it should be. And so teams are going to want to figure that out. I still think he's got good football in him. When is that going to happen as far as this year and all that? Who knows? But he's been a premier pass rusher the last few years. And the vibes with Crosby and the Raiders just aren't good right now. There was a report, too, that came out that he's not happy because of one of Tom Brady's trainers, I guess, has been snooping around the building and all that stuff. And so that story's been out there over the last few days as well. And so I think Maxx Crosby will be playing ball for somebody else this year. Who that is, we shall see. Does Dallas get back in on this? Like, you know, Jerry Jones loves to make these type of splashy plays. So that's what I want to ask Shefty about is who is that going to be? There were reports out there that the Bears were interested in acquiring Maxx Crosby prior to all this happening. And so I have to imagine those teams right now are having those conversations again, and especially a team like the Bears that feels like they're fairly close to making some real impactful noise in the NFC.
They got to be loving this.
Yeah.
So they're either going to get scared off of what the Ravens decided to do. What do the Ravens know that we don't? What does their doctor know that we don't?
Yeah.
So that's something. You got to pay attention to that. The other part of them, and this is the competitive part, would be, wait a minute. We just luck into this again at a lesser price? Can we offer them a first, a second, and a player? Or something like, what can we offer them that could get this done?
Yeah.
But I think this is going to scare some teams off that were originally involved. It has to.
For sure.
But
for sure.
I think some of these teams can't help themselves.
I got some Maxx Crosby next team odds right here in front of me, AR. Leader in the clubhouse.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Leader in the clubhouse.
According to Vegas.
I've got two teams in mind.
All right, hit me. What you got?
The Eagles or the Bears?
Close. Bears are second in line. So they're number 2. They're tied for second with another. Actually, let me correct myself. 3 teams, are tied for second for Maxx Crosby and the next team. Number 1 on the board. Go.
It wouldn't be Dallas, would it?
So Dallas Cowboys are 1.
They are. Okay.
They're 1 at 5-1.
Okay.
That's a good call. There's 2 more. We just mentioned 1, so I'll give you that. The Bears. And then there's 1 more team.
Not the Eagles.
The Eagles are close. They have the 3rd best odds at 7-1. But there's 1 more team that's in that 5-1 category with the Bears and the Cowboys as the 2nd best odds to acquire Mad Maxx.
Lions?
No, I'll even give you it's in the AFC, my friend. In the AFC.
AFC.
Yep.
Who would be in line? I'm just letting the music fill.
Nice little
while I try to.
Nice little jingle. I'm not mad at it.
Who would be the other team? No.
No, really did that.
I don't really know. I'm
tied for second.
Would it be New England?
New England's number one on the board, so you nailed that. New England's 4-1. The third team that is tied for second.
Oh, wait a minute. Would it be Jayville?
It is not Jacksonville.
Okay, I'm done with that then. I'm done
Ladies
guessing.
and gentlemen, it is your Cleveland Browns.
Oh, my goodness.
The Cleveland Browns, according to Vegas, tied with the Bears and the Cowboys, second best odds to acquire Maxx Crosby.
Do we have Mr. Schefter? Good to go.
Yeah.
Busy man. Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable. All right, so you tell me. When I first saw it, I thought it was fake. When you first heard it, did you think, how much did you question it? Well, maybe you probably got it from a great source, so you never really had to question it. But this is odd, to say the least. We always hear that disclaimer, Schefter, pending a physical, and we never really pay attention to it. And now we have to. So you tell me.
When I saw it, you know what it reminded me of? And I said this in my podcast today. It reminded me of when I got word that Bo Nix fractured his ankle after the Broncos beat the Bills. I'm like, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
There aren't many stories where you wonder if it's real. And that was one that you wondered if it was real, and that was real. And Bo Nix's ankle injury was real. So
take us through this injury. They knew he was injured when they traded for him. They obviously didn't know the extent, or maybe they didn't feel like his bounce back was going to be as strong as they originally thought. But take us through that part of it, because he failed their physical, whatever their doctor deemed. So they got cold feet on this. What is his injury, and what is the prognosis of it that you know?
With
Maxx.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you interpret it. Again, we knew there was an injury. I spoke to his knee surgeon early this morning, Dr. Neil Elitrush. And basically, the surgery was performed 2 months ago. He'd been on crutches the last 7 weeks. He got off crutches 1 week ago after being on crutches for 7 weeks. I think the timing of the physical probably was unfortunate. Like in 2-3 months, probably passes. But the way that I said it, it's sort of like you buy a house, you spring for extra money, you walk through, you bring the inspector, and the inspector says, I know you want this house, but the roof is leaking, the floor is cracked, the walls are shaky. You could buy it, no problem, probably hold up, but I'm a little worried. And I think that when the Ravens got that version of the medical reports yesterday, they didn't feel good about giving up 2 first-round picks and all the money it would cost. And they said, we're backing out.
Okay, so walk us through the Ravens' process of now ending up with Trey Hendrickson, and that's also coming along with some new money, because Trey was banged up, as we talked about a lot last year. And so how did the Ravens get to this point now with Trey to where they feel good about going in with him on a pretty significant financial deal?
Listen, he's a top pass rusher left in the market, so you sign him to a 4-year deal worth up to $120 million, probably $27 a year in reality, and you get a guy that you feel like could step in and kind of he's not the run force that Maxx Crosby is, but he can generate pass rush pressure, and he's a great player. So you go get that guy. You get an agreement done with him. You get your first-round picks back. Maxx Crosby goes back to the Raiders. I think the Raiders will still listen and have been listening. Doesn't mean that they're going to trade him. We'll see if they wind up doing it. I mean, I don't know. What else is there? You tell me.
Here, real quick, I guess my second question would be, they have until 4 o'clock today to clear everything as far as the physicals and all that stuff go?
What is it, for who?
For Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, well, no, after 4 o'clock, he'll come in whenever he comes in to take a physical. That's the case with any free agent that there's an agreement with. That's not unique to Trey Hendrickson or anybody. Like, every deal that you've heard about since Monday, that is an agreement, and the player intends to sign, and probably 99.9% of them will get done. This is one of those cases that didn't. And I put out a PSA on Monday morning, like, just because a player reaches agreement Doesn't mean that he's committed to that team yet. But, like, if you give your word to somebody, yeah, I plan to buy that car. Okay, they're holding the car for you. It wouldn't be great if you went to another dealership and then bought another car. That's bad business. But we see it all the time. Like every other year, there's a player that has an agreement, he backs out, another team comes stronger, guy gets out of the deal. Is that going to happen this year? I don't know, but we saw it with the team, basically. They didn't feel comfortable with the trade that was worked out based on the medical information. They opted out.
So this is on the Raiders now, right? I mean, I don't know how this is playing around the league, but you're right. It's not like the Ravens did anything that against the rules, I don't think. The Raiders spent a lot of money after they thought they cleared Maxx off their books, and hopefully they have enough cap space to keep all the players they signed, even if Maxx stays on the team. But how is this playing around the league?
Well, again, I think everybody's got a different opinion about this, right? There are some people that don't like it and are not happy about it. I would say this, like there are people that say, like, look at the medicals. Have you seen the medical reports? I mean, so everybody's going to have a different take, and you know what? Everybody might be right. There might be some teams that are right. Okay, maybe that wasn't right at Baltimore. Baltimore's right. He didn't meet the standards to pass a physical, to give up 2 ones, and all that money. I mean, even Dr. Ellerstrass said to me there were issues with his meniscus, the bone, and the cartilage. This is a player who's unbelievable because the effort he gives. Like, he's full throttle all the time. So that takes a toll. So, I mean, I think everybody's right here. Everybody's got a point. Everybody's got a point here.
So new news. Go ahead. Sure. Go ahead, Shefty.
Unusual story.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, new news coming out of Indy today, surrounding Daniel Jones and some new money for him. Walk us through the financials on that new deal for Danny Dimes.
A 2-year, $88 million contract worth up to $100 million. Hold on a second. I'm just getting a bunch of stuff. So, this is something the Colts were working on. They want to keep him. They want to keep Alec Pierce. And they get that done.
So it was what, about 40, mid-40s a year that he got?
Yeah, 240. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Any news on Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I expect him to be released today. And once he's released, I would expect that he would become the leading candidate for the Minnesota Vikings. Hasn't officially been released yet. Waiting for that official word, but it's coming today.
You think they're going to have a decent amount of competition for him, the Vikes?
Doesn't matter. Like, it's what Kyler Murray wants to do. And I believe that he's going to want to go there. So it doesn't matter how many teams get in. The salary is going to be veteran minimum. The Cardinals are paying him $36.8 million. So it's where he wants to go, really.
Okay. All right. So it's another team can't come in and
sure, beat
the Vikes. Beat the Vikes salary-wise.
If the Cleveland Browns come in, I don't mean this, I don't think he wants to go to Cleveland over Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right? If the Jets come in, I don't think he wants to go to the Jets over Minnesota.
Yeah, they're in a good spot. They're in a good spot. If they get that quarterback at $1 million a year or whatever, $1.3 million, that's a good spot for him. I hope it happens. Yeah. All right, my man. I know you've been up early this morning, so we'll get you back to it. We appreciate the info. Thanks.
You got it, guys. Have a great day.
You got it. That is Adam Schefter on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll come back, react to some of that. And then the other big, massive deal last night was a record breaker. How impressive was it? We'll let you know next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Oh, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355 or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL, 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Oh, what? Just cleared that drain last week.
At the Waterworks, we mean clean, which means we don't just clear your drain, we actually clean it. Get your drains good as new with the Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
Common Man and Bob Capace here for Worthington Jewelers. Bobby, it's bridal sale time.
Our annual spring bridal sale is March 10th through the 21st. Buy one and get one 50% off on all bridal jewelry.
And don't miss the weekend trunk shows featuring the latest styles from the top designers. And Bobby, if custom is the choice, you're the man for that.
Absolutely. Let us make the ring of your dreams.
Check out our custom ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Take your shot to save at Great Lakes Hyundai. Shoot the hoop to get extra savings on your new car purchase. On top of big shot savings like 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucson's for up to 5 years. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest to cruise during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's Best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/31.
Hey, it's Common Man.
And T-Bone.
And Timmy.
And Tyvis. Pizza Madness is here.
Oh, Pizza Madness, baby. PizzaMadness.pizza on the interwebs. Vote now. It's brought to you by Billiards Plus.
Go vote, you stupid idiots.
At Low T Center, we're extending our New Year's promos to give you the new start you need. If you've been feeling exhausted and have lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Low T Center. Pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. Low T Center is the most trusted name in TRT for a reason. Highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to you so you know that it's effective. This deal won't last forever, so call or head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com and book your TRT appointment today.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Remember what sunshine feels like? Windows open, birds chirping, everything looking fresh and new. Spring is closer than you think, and so are those home projects on your to-do list. Maybe winter left its mark, a small leak that's getting bigger, shingles that didn't survive the snowstorms, or siding that's clearly seen better days. Whatever your home is facing, our team of professionals at Newman Roofing are here to help. For more than 34 years, Newman Roofing has been helping homeowners protect what matters most. From your first phone call, you'll notice the difference. Passionate and committed people who care about doing the job right. And with over 1,000 five-star Google reviews, you don't have to take our word for it. If your roof, siding, or gutters need attention, call the family company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof this spring, get a Newman roof.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, well, the Jackets were winning and the Crosby deal was reversing. Bam Adebayo was passing LeBron and Mike and Kobe. It's not that he's never been a scorer. He has had games over 30 and 40, but he's not been a 50 guy or a 60 guy. Like, it's been none of that. And he started out like a house on fire, and then I was texting my brother and my nephew, and I'm like, so I was getting a couple. I was texting a friend of mine, like, check out Bam Adebayo. I was texting you guys, check out Bam Adebayo. And I got a couple of, like, where and who, and I'm like, you can't watch it. It was not like FanDuel, Suncoast, something
You'd
or
have
other.
to have NBA League Pass because the nationally televised game last night was the Celtics and the Spurs.
So couldn't the NBA Network just cut in on it?
NBA TV, I'm sure they could. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if they did or not, though. I don't know.
The guy scored 83. You're chasing down Wilt. In another world, if he makes even half of his misses, he probably gets to 100. But I watched so there are two ways to look at this. Well, how many free throws did he have?
43. He didn't make 40. He attempted 43.
So he made 36?
I will double check that, but I think off the top of my head last night it was 43 free throw attempts.
What that means to me, if you're confirming that he scored 36 of his 83 at the line.
36 of 43 from the stripe.
All right, so Kobe made 18 points at the free throw line when he got 81. So half he was half at the line. How many threes did Adebayo hit?
7 of 22.
All right, Kobe hit 7 threes that night, so they're even there.
Yeah.
And I watched the end of the game. So I got a text from a buddy of mine, and I'll read it to you. And I think this is what happens when a non-famous elite of elite player is going to break an elite record. There's something for nostalgia. People want all-time greats to break all-time great records. They don't want the kind of the indiscriminate player. Not that Bam is a nothing. So I got the Washington. I heard that Washington was intentionally fouling to put him on the line with 2 minutes left. That's why I hate the NBA. Now, I watched it.
Come on.
And I would tell you this. They weren't intentionally fouling.
Come on.
In fact, they were doing their best not to foul him. Here's the indictment. The indictment was that he was getting ticky-tack calls that put him at the line, that they weren't putting up any resistance.
Oh, so you think the refs were in on it?
I don't think they were in on it. I just think that they were normal. I think they were caught up a little bit in it, and I'm not saying he wasn't fouled, but a lot of them were just really ticky-tack at the end. Now, he may have gotten to the rack anyway. Who were they playing? They were playing
the Washington Wizards.
The garbage Wizards. And I'm not going to, hey, listen, Kobe did his against a bad Toronto team, I think. So they're kind of equal in that regard, too.
Yeah.
But, and who knows, maybe if they would have put up a little more resistance, the fouls would have been more real. He would have gotten to the line anyway. Yeah. And since they were trying not to foul, he would have gotten to the rack anyway, and he would have scored. I thought it was cool because I like when a guy out of nowhere, no one saw this
makes
coming.
This type of history, not like hey, he broke the Heat, all-time single game record for points or whatever that is. Like, this dude is, for me, first of all, you know how I feel about the Wilt thing. Bam Adebayo scored the most points in the NBA in a game, in my opinion. The whole Wilt thing, I haven't seen the film. Nobody's seen the film. This took place
he held up a sign that said 100, man.
Hershey, Pennsylvania. Like, I don't know. I'm going to put an asterisk next to this one.
I would not. Considering the fact that Wilt is one of the great all-time scorers in the history of the game, not just one game.
I'm half joking here, but have you ever seen it? Has anybody ever seen the film?
I never saw the 70 games either when he scored 70.
Exactly.
But he did hold up a sign that said 100.
I don't like what we do sometimes when just cool, fun things happen that the immediate reaction for some people is to poke holes in it. I didn't want to live in that area. Bam is a heck of a player. He's been an all-star, all of that stuff. For sure, it was cool to see. But what has to happen, I think, in these situations, too, is you mentioned one thing, and I agree with that. You got to be able to cook against a pretty bad team. You're not going to be able to go up against, like, the Thunder or Wemby and get away with anything like this. But also, too, you got to have some things break your way as far as who's playing with you or who's not playing with you. And a lot of the key players for the Heat last night didn't play. Like former Indiana guy Khalil Ware. There wasn't Tyler Hero. There wasn't Norman Powell. These are guys that are key contributors to the Heat, and they score about 15 to 20, maybe even more if you're talking about Hero a night. So we had to have that pathway of just, hey, this is my night. Mm-hmm. I'm getting all the shots up I want. It reminded me a little bit of what happened in the Super Bowl with Kenneth Walker and his pathway to a Super Bowl MVP because there's no Zach Charbonnet. When Charbonnet went down with that knee injury and he was able to soak up a lot of that opportunity, you got to have some of those breaks go your way as well. And the other thing, too, is, AR, you do this in front of your girl, too. Asia Wilson's in the building because they're an item. That's a nice little flex as well, is that your lady was sitting front row watching you make some history. That's a good night. That's a good night if you're a guy. That's a good night. So, listen, I love this type of stuff. I was locked into just watching all this unfold on social media. And congrats to Bam, man. Like, congrats to him. I'm not going to take anything away from the man. I'll just always remember the 83 and him absolutely cooking the Wizards.
It's 83.
It's incredible.
I mean, it's 83.
It's nuts.
And they weren't taking him out, and they were going to do everything they could.
And good on Spoelstra for not doing
Why?
that.
How could you?
Right.
How could you?
Good on Eric Spoelstra.
My
Keep him
nephew
in
was
there.
asking me, in fact, when I was texting him about it, and he was saying, what did he say here? He said, I saw he had 30 in the first. And then I said, he goes, think they keep him in the game long enough. It would only be for the record. And I said, yes.
Got to.
100%.
I'm always team, if you can go get a record, chase it down. Like, because those are what a lot of people are going to remember. All the games where he's had 20 and 10, like, those are just in the win.
Even
you know?
The elite of the elite would chase it.
Correct. Now
Jordan would chase it. LeBron would chase it. Luka would chase it.
You should.
Like, why wouldn't Bam Adebayo?
You're a trivia night answer to a question now. You're a Jeopardy answer now. Like, that's the stuff I think you do it for outside of the team success and winning championships. So good on Bam.
It came out of nowhere.
It really did.
It did. He's been a good player. He's not that guy.
No.
And by the way, I've seen some great games by Jordan. Like, this didn't have a highlight. Wasn't a highlight-driven game.
Yeah,
it wasn't 63 in the Garden. This was 83 against the Wizards at home, and 36 came at the line. You know what?
Yeah.
He had to hit some clutch free throws.
He did.
Like, there were times in that game, because when he passed, because I kept keeping a tally with my nephew, I'm like, he's got LeBron, he's got Luka, he's got MJ. Like, I just kept going.
Yeah.
And then
Climbing the ladder.
And I thought,
He's got David Thompson.
David Thompson. That's another great name. What was his vertical leap? Incredible. He was awesome. All right. Well, Bam Adebayo is the answer to the trivia question 20 years from now.
No question.
Who's the second most points in an NBA game?
That's what you do it for, man. That type of stuff.
According to
Wednesday
Maddie,
trivia team will be ready to go.
Yeah, according to Maddie, he's number one. Will saw it.
He's my number one.
Well, I never saw it. It wasn't on television, so it didn't happen. We're going to come back top of the hour, and the cost of winning. The Buckeyes are all about that, even on the sideline. We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you'd want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way. That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
The Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once on 2 video walls spanning 50 feet, plus over 30 TVs. Come show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings and take home memorabilia from a Cleveland basketball legend. We've also got unbeatable game day food and drinks all season long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table with up to $300 in dining credits at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Ready to supercharge your 2026? Level up to the Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR and $3,250 cash incentives. All credit fits. Capital Ford pre-qualifies you quickly. Why settle? Upgrade today at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. NFL free agency starts today at 4, but there's been a flurry of moves during the legal tampering period. Per reports, the Ravens have agreed to a 4-year, $112 million deal with former Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, just one day after Baltimore's trade to acquire Raiders edge Maxx Crosby was canceled. The Colts and quarterback Daniel Jones agreed to a 2-year, $88 million deal, while the Ravens restructured quarterback Lamar Jackson's contract, creating $40 million in cap space. College hoops, Ohio State women's basketball's Jelani Cambridge was named second-team All-American by ESPN. Big Ten men's tournament, Maryland leads Iowa 26-25 at halftime, while in the association, Cavs visit the Magic tonight at 7:30. This update sponsored by Eco Plumbers. Get $500 in free repairs when you buy a new water heater. Visit geteco.com and book today. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Truth of the matter is, you're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
Second hour of the program, Dan Dockich, 1:30. Get a preview of Ohio State and what we believe to be Iowa. But I got to tell you,
what's going on up there in Chicago?
The Terps, who got the win yesterday over Oregon, riding a little of that momentum, and they are beating Iowa by 1.5.
You would like that.
Ohio State cracked them by 20 at College Park when Tilly and Thornton went crazy, and then their defense was so good. And that's the problem with Maryland. It's not a problem. It's a problem for them. Oh, it's going to be a problem, all right. Problem for them. Maryland, that's actually a Seinfeld.
Oh.
But good that you picked up on it.
Now you're mixing in TV shows.
Yeah,
okay. Now the game is really complicated for you, TLC.
They held Maryland to 5 points over the final 4.5 minutes of the first half.
Put the clamps on those boys. Yeah.
And here we are. Man, if they could get that, I don't think it's going to happen. I think I was going to come back and win the game, but let me get a live line on
do that, because I want to mention to the folks that may have missed it yesterday, Coach Diebler stopped by. We didn't stop by. He stopped by on the phone on their way
on his
to
way
Chicago.
home, he just stopped by.
Exactly. And if you missed that interview,
we made him text first. It's rude to call.
If you missed that interview, go back and check it out. Wherever you get your podcast, just type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do, we'll be waiting there for you. But he highlighted how confident he is right now in the defense and what he likes from his guys on that end of the floor. And so, because I kept peppering him about what I've been seeing offensively for guys. He's like, no, man, guys, like, look at the other end. Look at the other end. Like, we're doing some good things on defense as well. So he feels good about his team going into the tournament, as he should, with racking up 3 straight dubs.
I was down 4 early second half. They're still laying 3.5.
Okay.
Being down 4, just to tell you what Las Vegas thinks
so
of
probably looking at Hawkeyes and Buckeyes tomorrow.
Never know.
Let me tell you.
18 minutes away.
I'm eyeing that Maryland team.
Wow. We're all Terp fans today. The Fighting Turtles. Let's go.
Gosh, I wasn't smart. I have a Maryland hat. I should have worn it.
I've got Maryland stuff, too.
I'm over here.
My niece. I should have sported all of that today.
I'm over here in
Although if I did, they would
Hockey
lose.
and Hounds Wednesday hat.
That's right.
I should be wearing my Terps.
Which, by the way, 2:30.
2:30, Damon Severson. Here we go. Down in the FLA off the win last night.
A vertical tease.
Matt Patricia's new contract at Ohio State is $3.7 million a year.
Get the bag.
This year.
Get the bag, Matty P. Get to it. I mean, I have to imagine, AR, you get to that number because of obviously how good he is as a coach, but also there's some people that are probably sniffing around, wanting to acquire him. I don't know, as a head coach, DC, whatever that may have looked like in the offseason for him, that some people were hitting him up, hitting his agent up to say, hey, what's his interest level in leaving Columbus? And so you always want leverage on your side when you're negotiating, whether you're a coach or a player. He clearly had that, and Coach Day obviously would want to keep him in the mix. How could you not? After what we all saw with that defense, how early on they were succeeding on defense and their ability to turn the water off of a lot of opponents this year and kind of make them play left-handed, if you will, make them uncomfortable trying to get up and down the field. This guy came in and just really, really had that defense flying high. And so he was a coveted asset this offseason. So if you're Ross Bjork and everybody over there on the decision-making side of things, this was a guy you absolutely wanted to keep in the mix for the future.
Yes, and it costs a lot of money to do that, and he was coveted. They wouldn't have spent this money if they didn't think it was that valuable. He got his 3-year deal includes a salary bump of $100,000 heading into 2027. So they're heavily invested, and they're heavily not just him. The other coordinator spot this season, when Hartline left and they hired Arthur Smith. Now, Smith's deal is not close to Matt Patricia's, but it's a 2-year deal that includes a salary of $1.5 million.
That'll work.
And then it's going to get bumped to $2 million in 2027.
That's good living.
And think about and I'm not taking away anything from their resumes or anything, but think about what they hop into. What does every coach want? Talent.
Great.
And they got it. And so there's a lot of incentive to stick around too. Like if you really like where you are and you like what where you're starting to build here, then certainly it's cool to join a team that you know is going to be an instant national title contender. Now, you've got the pressure to get them over the top is real and to do what they did the other year, but the defense came to play all year last year. Now, that'll be the challenge for Matt Patricia this year with some new guys and some new places and all the guys that go to the NFL, but that's the cost of doing business at Ohio State. You know, talent's going to leave, and you got to coach up the talent they've got. But you're at such an advantage knowing that you have access to the top prospects in the country every year. This isn't an NFL team where you have to kind of luck into it. Like the GM's got to get you the players, or you got to make sure the contracts are good. Like they're going to be loaded again. They'll be a top 5 team going in, and that's what every coach loves. Because imagine you check every box if you're a coach here. You get the talent, you get a great place, great tradition, big games, playoff atmosphere, all of that. And so these guys that are coming from the NFL thinking that years ago this was a step down, it's not. In fact, if anything, it's more secure.
It's more secure, and
coaches don't get fired as much.
And I hear that for sure, and I think these guys probably would never admit it publicly, but I think they have so much confidence in themselves based off of what they've done in the NFL that when you come down to the collegiate level, I think there's more mind games you can play with, whether you're Arthur Smith opposing defenses or whether you're Matt Patricia, the opposing offense, because college guys haven't seen some of the exotic looks you can throw at these guys, and we saw that all last year. And so that's not an easy thing to deal with when you're talking about NFL experience and an NFL mindset from a coach and him playing against and coaching against some of the best players in the world in the National Football League. And now you come down just a hair as far as maybe where the mental game is for these guys, and you can move the chess pieces around on the board and have your team in advantageous situations. And that's what I'm expecting from Arthur Smith, because this guy knows the pool of talent that he has to work with, especially at the quarterback position with the Julian Sand going into year 2 and him having so much confidence, is that he's going to cater to the needs of these playmakers. And I think that's where I'm starting to lean now, is that he's going to look around and say, my goodness, I mean, I do have a Jeremiah Smith in this running back room. When they get healthy in time, that's going to be a very talented unit as well. And he's shown the ability to where when he has dudes, those dudes are going to eat. And so I fully expect that to be the case. And Arthur Smith's going to be coming into this thing loving life, because you don't have to start your offensive coordinator tenure here at Ohio State with a young quarterback that you can't throw a lot at. I think he's going to be able to throw a lot at Julian, and he's going to be able to handle it the way that he handled and processed information in year number 1.
He's got such a good resume, and I know that it may not spell that way to Ohio State fan, but he's been around, man. He's got a lot of experience. Did his dad founded at FedEx? Is that right?
That is correct, and I swear there's some type of Waffle House connection, too, with the family or something like that as well. And so, yeah, he's a highly connected man, man. It's some pretty cool stuff going on in his backstory.
The big part will be whether he can elevate this running game into being a complementary piece to the point where you can count on it when you need it the most. But the other part about it being in college and making all this money and having all this talent is that it's not the NFL, and that every week you can lose. Not every week. Some weeks you can, not every week. In the NFL, every week you can lose. And they're going to be, as we know, maybe not this year. This year is a little different, but they're usually favored in 90% of the games they play.
No question.
And I'm not going to put it all on the analytics of that just because you're favored. But I feel like if you're a coordinator and you know that 70 or 60 to 70% of your games, you have overmatched your opponent before you even take the field, it's a nice, secure field to have. But the pressure on Ohio State is it's not to get into the tournament. It's not to win a game. Every year, it's championship or bust. This isn't the old days of you went 9-3 and, okay, that's great. You lose 3 this year, everyone says, what in the heck happened? Right? This isn't Earl Bruce 9-3. This isn't that Big Ten. Things are different, and it's all, headed towards the playoff, and they know that, and they probably like it that way. Now, I don't know if these coaches love the whole NIL stuff, but they're in it, and they adapt well. And at the end of the day, did we get talent or did we not? That's how they look at it.
Game you got to play.
Because remember, Maddie, when we talked about all that stuff about paying players, and we went through a million different conversations about how that's going to affect teams and chemistry, and will the players be making more than the coaches, and will they be real team guys? Will they want to fly in the team plane or get there on their own private jet? Like I was making fun of whoever had that. Was it Jackson Dart? Whoever had that. And you and I debated this for a while. I'm like, listen, the second a quarterback says, Coach, I'll see you Saturday, we got a problem. We do. So far, that hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened, and I would love for it to happen. I'm taking my boys with me. I told you how I would do it if I were the quarterback. 1 unit, you're coming with me this week. 1 unit, you're coming with me next week. I'm spreading out the love, and I think that'd be a good way to go about it. I think this staff is elite over there at Ohio State right now. The guys that are already there that we know are top tier and they're elite at what they do. You look at Carlos Lockton. You look at James Laurinaitis, Larry Johnson. Cannot wait to see what we get out of Cortez Hankton this year and some of the things he's done with wide receivers, because I'm sure he cannot wait to step up and show Buckeye Nation what he's capable of, because he knows the resume and the history Brian Hartline left behind. But the staff itself from top to bottom looks really, really good on paper, and you connect that with the talent that they have, and we should be looking at another successful season.
All right, we're coming back with ins and outs. Rothman and Knights and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Looking for a job that's all fun and games? El Dorado Scioto Downs, your premier Caesars entertainment destination in Columbus, is hiring passionate and hardworking individuals to our winning team. We're filling multiple positions, including security, food and beverage, gaming attendants, and more. Whether you're looking for a new career or a seasonal position at the action-packed racetrack, we've got you covered. Meet the team at our hiring fair on Friday, March 20th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Clubhouse, or apply online today at Caesars.com/careers. Must be 21 plus to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Common Man here for Jermaine. Everybody's talking about affordability when buying a car these days, but the truth is, GoJermaine.com has a great selection of affordable inventory. Maybe that tax return's going to hit your mailbox pretty soon. Well, go see my friends because they have 300 new cars under 30 grand, over 300 used cars under 20 grand, and it's only at GoJermaine.com. And along with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started at GoJermaine.com.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. You know High Bank for their award-winning spirits, but the food deserves just as much love. Enjoy happy hour with friends, brunch with family, and dinner that never misses. Make your reservation today at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Spring is right around the corner, and if you're like me, I bet you're excited for warmer weather. But as temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills don't. Keep those cooling costs low with Window Nation's high-quality, energy-efficient products. Simply request a consultation where the experts will visit your home, spot problem areas, and make recommendations. Then they'll install your customized windows in just a day. With Window Nation windows, your home will be shielded from outside hot air while you remain cool and comfortable inside throughout the spring and summer. Window Nation's going to have your house looking great, and you'll also have peace of mind. Did you know all of Window Nation's products are backed by a lifetime warranty? It's true. There's no better time than now to upgrade your home with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more savings you can enjoy. Up to 50% off all window styles. Yeah, 50% off. Plus, Window Nation's got some great financing options, including $0 down and payments as little as $199 a month. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today. That's windownation.com.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
When we designed our Columbus Blue Jacket ticket plans, we designed them for fans like you. For fans who want to choose their games and their seats, and fans who need flexibility when their plans change. Columbus Blue Jacket season ticket plans. Get your tickets now at bluejackets.com. The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Hendrickson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
March is Women's History Month, and together we are celebrating all the amazing women who have shaped the course of education in the United States and who have shaped our lives in the classroom. When young girls see strong women leading the way, they learn they can become strong leaders too and write their stories in the history books of tomorrow.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Registration for the Fan 5K is now open. Join your favorite personalities June 20th at Otterbein University. The Fan 5K features a medal, t-shirt, free race photos, and a post-race party.
Get your spot today at 971therace.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop again as we go into the second half of the day, with temperatures soaring into the mid-70s and gusty winds with powerful gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour. For tonight, eventually the showers and storms taper off overnight and temperatures plunge as we drop to right around freezing with gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, TLC, what you got?
All right, are you in or out on binging new songs that you discover to the point of actually getting tired of them?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. When you find one that you like, even an old one or some new one, I think the trick is sometimes when I hear a song, I don't know who sings it or half the words, but I like it. And then the trick is to try to find it. And now I know there's an app that can do that.
Oh, you got to get the Shazam.
Yeah, that's even
Shazam
old probably
is
now.
Incredible, man.
Yeah, where you can just hold it up to the song or whatever.
Best. Like I'll be at a restaurant or something, like at the table, and some people be looking at me holding my phone up to the ceiling, like, what is he doing? But I'm
taking a
Shazamming
selfie.
Everything, man. Not a selfie guy. I leave that up to TLC.
Said he forgot to bring his stick.
I'm not big on selfies.
He forgot to bring his stick. I say again, he forgot to bring his stick.
Oh, 3,
his selfie
2,
stick.
1. Where are we at?
No.
He's looking for you to pick a movie. It's a movie.
No, it wasn't a movie line. It was a drop.
So
it was your drop.
Oh.
Stick in the box?
Yes.
Okay. With the stick in the box.
Justin Timberlake and Lonely Island featuring Matty Ice.
With the stick in the box.
You didn't bring his selfie stick.
You got to get the Shazam, Rothman.
I haven't seen a selfie stick in a minute. Like, are those still out there on the streets? You seeing those? I haven't seen anybody
but
with
I'm
those.
sure they're at many amusement parks and things like that.
Amusement parks.
wherever they show up.
What, live from the
Disney World
top of the dragster or something?
You may not be wrong. No, I
don't even know. I have never ridden the dragster. I don't even know if it has a top or.
I'm not a roller coaster guy.
Oh, here we go. Are you in or out on roller coasters? Out.
I'm not big on that. I'm a little sketched out, AR, by roller coasters. I think the Final Destination movies, that's in play for me. Some of the realistic videos I've seen, too, like some of these state fairs and stuff, to where there's some of the screws loose, like on the ground and stuff, when this thing's going up and down. Nah.
Maddie, the world's an imperfect place. Screws fall out all the time. The other thing I would tell you is, comparing to a state fair, where rides just show up and then go away, to like a fixed amusement park is different.
I'm just telling you what's in the back of my mind, and those things would be in the back of my mind. So, no, I'm good on amusement parks. Like, they're just, I'll leave that up to Coaster Bob. Shout out to our guy, Bob Taylor.
I think I'm into I loved it, right?
Wow.
As a kid, I loved going on roller coasters. Who wouldn't? You get off, you go around, you run around.
You're talking to two guys.
None of you guys didn't do it as kids?
They never did anything. I was always scared.
Nothing crazy.
I was always scared.
Okay. I think then it hits the wall with because your body just can't take it anymore. You get nauseated if you do it.
I don't mind going fast. I just can't do like big drops.
What about furious?
I can go furious.
Okay.
In fact, I actually enjoy it like a fast roller coaster. It's just I can't have like a crazy drop. There's one at Cedar Point where it's like, first of all, you got the protector where you like pull it over your head,
your feet are dangling.
Yeah,
I'm out.
And then they like dangle you from the top of a cliff and make you like hold there for a second. Like people who are like really into this stuff know exactly what I'm talking about.
For sure.
They make you hang for a second and then they drop you who knows how many feet. That is not for me. I can go fast just fine, but I can't do the drops. And I will never try a loop-de-loop. I will never try it.
I think what got me as a kid was when you go on a wooden roller coaster versus the metal one.
Dude.
The wooden, you hear all the rattling.
The rickety wood.
And I'm just wondering if those were... Did we graduate from wooden roller coasters?
I think we stepped it
or
up.
are there still any out there?
That is a question I do not know the answer to.
I would think they've been moved along.
Well, let's go ahead and bury
for the
those.
gliders.
There's definitely one... I've definitely ridden one before because I remember hearing that sound.
Yeah.
It's distinct, and you think that you're about to go falling through.
You think it's a rat. You think it's a rat for you. Like, you got to pour one out. Hey, let me ask you this, Eric.
Yeah, there was Beast and Son of Beast.
You don't like heights guys. So the fact that you're into roller coasters.
I'm not into them.
Oh.
I was okay with doing them.
Okay. But your fear of heights, when did that come about? You've always had that?
No, I can go up in high buildings.
No, I'm asking like as a kid, though. Because you said you would ride roller coasters. So when you would
I'd go up on the roof of the house and I've never truly been.
When did the fear of heights kick into play? You remember?
I don't like heights. I don't know if I would call it I think you've spelled it out the best, which is if you put like life-changing money on the edge of this platform.
You're sprinting to that thing.
No, I'm not. 50 stories up. And I could safely get out there and get back with the briefcase. I don't think I would do it.
What if I told you that at the top of the building, that the dude from Netflix, where he climbed that building, right? What if I told you at the top of that building is a lifetime membership at Augusta and $500,000 cash would you be doing that? Would you scale that wall? Lifetime membership
What do you
at
mean
Augusta.
scale the wall?
Climb the wall the way that he did.
No, I'm not doing that.
Up there at the top
No.
is a lifetime
I thought you
membership.
meant like you put me on the top of the building.
Yeah.
And I have to like go to the edge to
Oh,
get
no,
it.
that's too easy. For
Easy.
For a lifetime membership at Augusta, it's too easy.
I think I'd die of anxiety before I even got up there.
Yeah, you might pass out because some people on roller coasters, I've seen that too. Like get up there and they just pass out. Like that's
faint.
I don't understand adrenaline.
No, you know what
junkies,
that
man.
one is? That's the
fear?
that's slingshot.
I've seen it on roller coasters too, where people have just
the
fainted.
fainting one is the slingshot, where they just send you
Into
up
the
there.
sky?
Yeah, great SNL skit on
Sam,
that.
what's
by
up
the
the
way,
God
with
while
Keaton.
you're up there? What up, big dog?
One other thing I won't do, and on top of all of these rides that we won't ride, that Disney World, I've done Splash Mountain, I've done Space Mountain. I will never do the Tower of Terror, the one that just you drop 130 feet just straight down. No way.
No chance.
I don't need my soul to leave my body like that. No, thank you.
You're a smart man.
Thank you. All right. One topic that I was really interested in from last night, because now we're trying to figure out what USA Baseball needs or does not need with the World Baseball Classic. So Mark DeRosa, manager of Team USA, earlier in the day yesterday, before the defeat against Italy, kind of seemed like he thought that Team USA didn't even need to win the game. They made a bunch of managerial decisions. They benched like 5 of their starters. So Mark DeRosa on Hot Stove on MLB Network yesterday seemed to already think that they had this thing clinched.
You got 9 bodies ready to roll today, I would imagine.
Absolutely. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to get some guys off their feet, no question about it. I'd like to get Goldie a start, and he has been awesome, just a leader of men behind the scenes with Aaron Judge. I'd like to get him in there. I'd like to get Gunnar in there again. Ton of respect for Italy. It's weird. We want to win. We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched to the quarterfinals, because Mexico plays Italy actually tomorrow. So the way the schedule lines up, this is an important game for us. Nolan McLean will start. He's on the bump and he's good to go. He's an absolute beast, and I expect him to throw the heck out of him.
So then Italy beats America, and now we got this whole matrix of what does the score have to be, who has to win, because only 2 can make it out of this pool to the quarterfinals, and it's looking like we have a shot at 3 teams finishing 3-1, which means we got to find a tiebreaker. And the USA may be on the outside of that tiebreaker. So Mark DeRosa was asked after the game, why on earth were you going on TV talking about you got this thing clinched because you guys might get eliminated?
Yeah, I misspoke. I was on Hot Stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke.
So he says that he misspoke, but he also said that he misread the calculation. So, first of all,
He's lying.
Did Mark DeRosa
he didn't,
know?
He didn't know. He's trying to make up for it, unless he said I misread the calculations, meaning I screwed up. Not I misspoke. Saying I misspoke was the mistake. You didn't misspeak. You actually just screwed up.
You misunderstood.
I didn't understand. I didn't. Our ticket wasn't punched.
No,
and I
not
thought
at all.
He said our ticket's punched.
Yeah, that is a horrendous look for him right now, because this roster that they put together, they're supposed to be at least in the semifinal game.
Did he know that you printed the shirts?
I printed the shirts and all of that. And now here we are to where Italy's not even the favorite tonight. Mexico is. So there is a real chance that the US of A is getting bounced tonight from this thing because
my goodness.
Mark DeRosa didn't have his best lineup out there. And it's completely unacceptable on his part.
So here's what we got. So last night there were 5 starters who were sat. So Cal Raleigh was sat for Will Smith, which is not that big of a deal because Will Smith's really good.
He benched 5 guys, though, right?
Bryce Harper was benched for Paul Goldschmidt, which would not happen if they were actually any stakes. Alex Bregman was benched, Bryce Terang was benched, and then Byron Buxton was benched.
Yeah, that can't happen.
So
he didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't know where they were and what they needed to do. He thought they were in.
You benched 5 guys and pitched guys you shouldn't be pitching.
That might be the bigger
in
offense.
that game.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw coming out like I don't know. He lost his mind, and it's
Nolan McLean still has rookie eligibility with the Mets, right?
Yeah. Well,
if he doesn't, he was a rookie last year.
They used up the Scooble stuff. They used up the skiing stuff. So he only had so many options as a starter. It's the lineup for me that is just inexcusable.
But here's the question: when you give up 8 runs, was it Mark DeRosa's fault?
No.
Okay.
It's not his fault.
He set
McLean
the wrong
had to start.
tone of the game, though.
McLean had to start. It's the lineup, the hitters in the lineup, because like you guys were laying out, and I agree with you, he completely forgot the rules and what they needed to do.
Well, let me ask you this then. Final question. Do you think he learned those rules before or after the game?
Sounds to me like it was after.
After.
Yeah.
Well,
that means the team went out there and thought that they were.
That's what I'm saying. He said the guys aren't stupid. They know the lineup. And they know if he benched 5 guys and pitched guys that wouldn't be pitching in a game of that magnitude, like he set the bad tone for the game.
Yeah, he is going to be one nervous dude watching that Mexico-Italy game tonight.
You know what?
So he needs
we need Italy to win. Or we need a certain amount of runs scored in this game for us to advance
check
to the
calculations.
So, yeah,
we're doing soccer aggregate style now, where we got to really check how the score breaks down.
Not looking good.
All right, Buckeyes enter the Big Ten tournament on a little bit of a mini heater. Dan Dockich joins us next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
This is March Madness. Richardson against Padula, straight away gets a screen from Kohler, dribbles left, turns the corner, up to the rim, lays it in. Spartans by 2.
Great offense. They got Trey Davis on the switch, and he beats him to the rim with ease.
Michigan State outlasted Ole Miss last year to deliver Coach Tom Izzo his 11th trip to the Elite Eight. Stay tuned for Westwood One's exclusive coverage of this year's NCAA men's and women's tournaments right here.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If your garage floor has stains, cracks, or even the dreaded bad epoxy job, maybe one you tried to do yourself, maybe one you paid for and it didn't work out, it can make your entire garage look bad. Let's be honest about it. And maybe those botched garage floor coatings that you've had in the past have put you off of ever getting it fixed. Well, my friends, let me tell you, the people at Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings want you to know there is a fix out there. They can make your garage floor gleaming, glistening, look like a new car showroom. You call Comer and Cross at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they will come out with their pros, no subcontractors, and install a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor in just 1 day. Yeah, this floor is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or even show tire lift like epoxy or paint can. Never going to have that problem with Comer and Cross. Call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. It's that easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or you go to comercross.com. That's COMER cross.com. Get a new garage floor with Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings today.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
All right, big week. Buckeyes in the Big Ten basketball tournament, and our guy Dan Dockich will be all over it. Don't at me out, outkick, and the Indy Sports Ticket. He's with us now on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. My man, welcome back.
Oh, man, what a great week. We got hoops all day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to do my radio show noon to 3 going, I'll get in there, depending on who I bet. You know,
Exactly.
It'll be a distraction.
Follow the money. All right, let me take you back a little bit because Bruce got the record. And Dennis Hopson, I've known him for a long time. We had him on the show on Friday. And obviously, he was an electric scorer. And you could probably tell me more about Hop because you were probably a senior when he was a sophomore, maybe?
Sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me your recollection of going against Dennis Hopson. He held this record for almost 40 years at Ohio State. And then also your memories. I don't think I've ever asked you about what it was like playing over here in St. John Arena.
I was surprised I'm not going to lie to you. When Dennis Hobson, as a junior and senior, took off and was arguably the best player in the country, I knew he was a good player. But I didn't think he was, that, and then all of a sudden, obviously, he got to work and did his thing. He's just a great player, man. Seems like an awesome dude. I remember playing there, and Brad Sellers and I were going to fight after the game. Something happened, and Brad Sellers was like, I'll kick you. I go, man, if there's anybody's ass I can kick, it's yours at 102 pounds. So we were going to fight, but they beat us. So, they were celebrating, and I just walked off the court and ended up. But, no, Hobson, I'm not going to lie. I thought he was a good player. I remember in 86, year after I graduated, guys came in, and I'm watching on national TV. I was grad assistant going, wow, man, is he good? Whoa. And I'll be honest, I simply didn't see it.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just a player, Nobody's great. I didn't see Scott Skiles either. I thought Scott, I've known him a long time. He's a really good player.
Michigan State star.
Yeah, I didn't see him leading the NBA in assists and all that stuff. So, as a player, you kind of don't think that way.
I'm more intrigued now that you said you were going to fight a 7-footer. Wasn't Sellers
I fought my 7'2" German, Uwe Blopp, one time after a party. We had a big party at our place and went outside. We're hanging out about 2 a.m. Thank God, no cell phones. And he came up and just racked me. I mean, he hit me so hard in the package, it doubled me over. And there was a lot of girls and everybody's out there. So I tackled his big ass onto my Chevette that I had. And I'm throwing punches. And so, I figure I can get inside a 7-footer. I don't want to fight Ronnie Stokes or Troy Taylor or any of them guys because they'll get under you and kick your ass with 6 punches real quick, and you don't even know what hit you. But 7-footers, we ain't mad at 7-footers.
Dan, who was one of the best trash talkers you were around as either a coach or a player?
We had a kid, played in Indiana. Randy Whitman was a great player, player of the year in the Big Ten. And he was one of them subtle dudes. Like, he would tell somebody, hey, man, don't jump. That kind of, just don't jump. Don't. Gene Katie, I think I've told you guys this story. He would scream and throw his coat, and he had come into my house. He's yelling and screaming, and I'm, there's a free throw in front of his bench, and I'm standing kind of off to the side, and I look at him, our eyes catch, and he winks at me and smiles, right? Like, it's all a bunch of nonsense anyway. But, Jay Vincent or Sam Vincent, in my era, Skiles was he was talking smack to Antoine Joubert, all this kind of stuff. But I'll tell you this, with Indiana, we weren't allowed either as a player or as a coach, but I had a kid at Bowling Green named Anthony Stacy who was a great player of the year. Oh, man, he would wear dudes out. I mean, he would be like, he would kill you and then bark all the way down at you, screaming. I kind of liked it. I was supposed to, AD said, you got to temper him down. I go, are you crazy? I want everybody to be like him. But I don't know if anybody does that now because the camera's on you, right? I mean, you could say things, but the camera's always on you.
Well, look at the end of the Miami OU game when all the players, the second they went 31-0, they go flip off the fans. Like, they didn't care. That was on ESPN, too. They didn't care.
You go to OU because you can't get into Ohio State and you can't get into Miami of Ohio. Everybody knows that. You go down there, you want to get drunk on Halloween. They are the most ridiculous student body. They all look like they're little accountants, and they're sitting there, they're calling you names, they're talking about your mom. I had no problem whatsoever. That fan base gets there early. They say personal things, and they're right there on the court. Good for them, good for OU. But I told Eric Gordon this on the court. We're on the court before the Illinois game, and there's a bunch of dudes because he committed to Illinois and then went to Indiana, and they're screaming at him. It's 30 minutes before the game, and I put my arm around him, looked over. I go, let me ask you something. You going to let that fat kid bother you? Look at that fat ass right there. He's going to be an accountant in Wilmette, Illinois. You going to let him bother you? And then I pointed to the next guy. He's MF and Eric. I go, Big E, You gonna let that scrawny, meth-looking dude bother you? Get out of here with that, And he just started laughing, went out and got 30.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So yesterday, Double D, we had the pleasure of talking to Coach Diebler, and he was really focusing in on where he thinks the defense is at the moment. He feels pretty good about that. I want to ask you this as a coach. Going into tournament play, would you rather have your team on an absolute heater on offense or really locked in on defense? You got to pick one.
I got to pick one. I'm going offense, man. I've said this for years, guys. Chris Jenkins hits that shot. Guess what? Jay Wright's got a championship ring. Key Smart hits a shot. I got a championship ring. Making shots. Look, I know you got to guard. Defense wins championships, but you know what? Mobley getting hot like he's hot. That's a run maker, meaning that's a team that you get in a tournament, all of a sudden you're in the Sweet 16 and you're looking around going, how the hell we get there? Well, Mobley got hot. I mean, we've seen it. I can go through a list of guys. Arsenal at Weber State, Wally Zerbiak back in the day at Miami of Ohio. The Woods is full. I'm making shot guy when it comes to conference and NCAA tournaments. I really am. Good. Look, you can't. 110, 109. I don't know if that's going to be consistent enough to win, but you got to guard a little bit. But I'm make me some shots, get the guys hot at the right time, and let's take our chances.
Who was that kid for Maddie? Who was that kid for Oakland? Gelke or Gold?
Oh yeah, Jack
Gelke or
Jack with it. Yeah,
he was hitting.
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, and there's a difference, right? I mean, if he he misses half the ones he makes, they're not winning, but. That's just, I think I told you guys this last week. I was never in a conference tournament until I went to the MAC in Bowling Green. I was never even in one. I left the Big Ten before. And one of my assistants, the great Keith Knopf, said, he's like, Coach, I'm just telling you, conference tournaments, you got to make shots. And I started thinking about it. I started studying it. And that's why, hey, look, you got a big-time scorer in Thornton, obviously. You got Mobley hot as hell. The big kid played, I thought, pretty good against Indiana. I like their defense, but you know what? You're not going to lose too many when you shoot, 15 or 23 or whatever it was, playing at Penn State or doing what Mobley's done. No, I'll take getting hot.
Yeah, they may run into Iowa again. That would be, Iowa smoked them at their place, but that's going to be ancient history if they are in the right mindset here. That'll be a very interesting game.
I think Ohio State and Indiana fans are losing their mind because they lost to Ohio State. Purdue fans are losing their mind because they lost to Wisconsin. But sometimes you got to give the other team credit. And I really believe this. I think Ohio State has found something. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Does it sustain? You hope so. Sometimes you got to give credit to the defense and the offense and, frankly, the improvement of the other team. Same thing with Wisconsin. Wisconsin came into Mackey and basically had them down all day. And, it was supposed to be a play-in game between Indiana and Ohio State. Hell, that wasn't even close. And sometimes, even though I live in Indiana and we talked Indiana and Purdue, you got to give the other team credit. And Jake has that team, I think, playing really, really well. I think the injuries hurt them through the course of the year. But I asked him yesterday on my show about, Mobley missing. Is he fresh? Think about how long college hoops is. Hey, he missed a few games. It took him a minute or two to get his legs, but being fresh is important, and I'm not betting against Ohio State against Iowa if that's what happens.
They definitely got some confidence now for sure. All right, here's your question. You go into an escape room with Bob Knight, and I guess you could name another teammate or something. Are you guys both coming out of there alive? Like, are you going to be able to work together enough to get out of an escape room, you and the general?
When I would have been a player, I would have both made sure we came out alive. As a coach, I would have made sure. But when he was trying to screw me as a broadcaster, I'd have knocked the living hell out of him. I punched him once when I was an assistant coach. I had to. I think I've told you guys that story. But if he started that crap in an escape room, I was a lot younger than him. And there was a time I really liked to fight. But I would have recaptured that if he started doing that Bob Knight. We call it that Bob Knight crap. Don't give me that Bob Knight crap. We're in an escape room. We're going to get out of here, or I'm going to have to kick you in the nuts.
Good stuff. All right, but man, enjoy the hoops, brother. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Good talking to you.
You as well. That's our guy, Double D, Dan Dockich, on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline. We come back with a Buckeye Bulletin, and we are ever so close to knowing Ohio State's opponent at the Big Ten tournament. We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Look at that fat ass right there.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. If you've opened that energy bill lately and thought there's got to be a better way, there is. Drafty, outdated windows can drain your wallet month after month, letting warm air escape in the winter, cool air leak out in the summer, and forcing your HVAC system to work overtime. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. They'll take care of you. Buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limits. Plus, 24 months with no payments and no interest. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.79% APR 5.82% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Common Man here for Jermaine. Everybody's talking about affordability when buying a car these days, but the truth is, GoJermaine.com has a great selection of affordable inventory. Maybe that tax return's going to hit your mailbox pretty soon. Well, go see my friends because they have 300 new cars under 30 grand, over 300 used cars under 20 grand, and it's only at GoJermaine.com. And along with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started at GoJermaine.com.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank Spirits, but the food is just as good. Brunch worth planning your weekend around, seasonal dinners perfect for date night or game night, plus kids eat half off every Monday. Find menus and locations at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
A system for every home and every budget at Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner. And don't forget about our 10-year parts and labor warranty available now. Logan Services.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Tyvis Powell is a contradiction. He'll police the food you have on your plate and shame you into dieting. Also, he has a burner Uber Eats account so his wife doesn't know what he's eating. Timon and Tyvis.
Weekday mornings at 6.
The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free plus an extra 10% off from windownation.com.
All right, actually, let's get to hoops first because this is actually going on right now. All right, so this was a gift. and we kind of sensed it early. Iowa was down 1.5 to Maryland. If you're a Buckeye fan, you wanted Maryland to pull the upset because you'd have a better chance of beating them than beating Iowa.
Yeah.
And Iowa's come way back. Iowa was down 1.5. They were laying 3.5, according to Vegas at halftime. That was an absolute gift. We talked about it. Probably should have jumped on it, but stupid me. I'm doing a radio show, and I had no time to get the bet in at the time. But it looks like that's going to happen. So let me give you the update. I think there's only a couple minutes left. 68-55. Iowa's up by 13 with 2.5 to go. Actually make it 12, but that should be done.
Iowa in the first half scored 25 points. They now have 43 on the board. So got all to a slow start. Now they're cooking with some hot grease.
So they were cooking with hot grease when Ohio State played them at their place.
Oh, yeah.
And what I remember from that game is that no one could stop Bennett Sturts. He was so good in that game. The other thing I would say, and this is the good news, the Buckeyes were just killed in the paint at Iowa. Just killed. There were way too many points they gave up in the paint. They've been better. Their defense has been better. They've been rebounding better. So that should help. The other thing that Iowa was plus 11 on turnovers in that game. If you cannot turn it over,
combination.
You cannot do that.
And not be good on the boards either?
Yeah. So
horrible combination.
If you see some regression from the points in the paint, some regression from the turnovers, let's hope Iowa doesn't shoot 57% from the field. And then all of a sudden, you bring that thing a lot closer. The final score was bad. 74-57 was the game at Iowa. The fact that Iowa's a lesser seed than Ohio State is a little amazing to me. They're the 9, Ohio State's the 8. But they've also fallen flat at times. They fell flat at home against Purdue, where Ohio State beat Purdue. But they gave Michigan a great game on the road, and they lost at Nebraska in overtime. Technically, on paper, well, now I shouldn't say this because Ohio State has actually got a full roster again. I was about to say I think I was the better basketball team, but the way Ohio State is now, and if they get Brandon Noel back tomorrow, then they've got some minutes there that can help them defensively and rebounding.
How do you feel about the rest versus rust with Ohio State having a bye and Iowa having played today?
In these kinds of situations, I'd always err a little bit more on the side of momentum. I would rather have played if it's only one game. If I know that I'm playing an opponent that's had to play a couple games, maybe their feet won't be under them as much. But one game, I'd probably lean momentum. But this is going to be a pretty fair fight on Thursday.
I'm not that concerned about it for Ohio State. It hasn't been that long of a layoff to where we're talking like, football, you're talking a couple weeks or whatever, sometimes gearing up for a bowl game. Obviously, that's not the case here. But, yeah, with Noel, if he does play, how many minutes can he give them, right? How effective will he be in those minutes? But what's got to continue is the overall collective doing their part, right? Because this time of year, we expect Mobley, we expect Thornton to come to the floor and ball out the way they do more times than not. But we're coming out of a game to where Bynum's doing some really good things or has done some really good things. And so, yeah, that's what you need this time of year, is to be able to stress out an Iowa defense that's been pretty good this year. And we just got done talking about, you highlighted the lack of offensive output in the last game where they only scored 57 there on the road. And so finding different paths to offense is going to be interesting to see. But you couldn't ask for better timing as far as how this team is coming in to this game on both ends of the floor right now.
Jake called in from the airport yesterday.
Yep, from the PJ. Yep.
The white zone is for the immediate loading and unloading of passengers. There is no stopping in the red zone. Here is Jake Diebler on whether he thinks his team is a tough out.
There's no question. I mean, I think we're playing some of the best basketball of anybody in the country, and we're showing what, we're capable of when we got everybody out there. So we got guys who can score on the perimeter. We're defending that, really well right now. We got 5 or 6 guys who are capable of scoring double figures on any given night, and that makes us a tough guard. So we got to continue to share the ball. We got to continue to rebound better. That's been important for us down the stretch, and we do that. I think we can beat and play with anybody.
Boy, he's feeling it now.
He should.
Thornton did not have a good game at Iowa, and they're going to need him too. Yeah. So they're in a good spot. I think that's how I would classify them, Matty. They're a tough out. They're a team that I don't think anybody is going to be completely scared of, but they bring a lot of respect to the court.
No, I'm with you, man. And he mentioned the handful of guys right now that he feels are doing their thing on offense. And so a lot of times, you're drawing up a game plan against Ohio State and how you want to affect them on the defensive end. It's obviously box one, slow down Thornton, box two, slow down Mobley and make the other guys beat you. Well, now what they're seeing on tape is there are other guys that are capable of beating you. So that's going to open up more lanes and maybe easier shots and more pass to the rim for your key playmakers. And so I think that is tremendous stuff happening right now, is because maybe you can't leave a Royal, or maybe you can't leave a Bynum or a Tilly or a Chapman or whoever it may be on any given night. Right now, you're just stressing out every area of the floor on offense, and that's, I'm sure, a really good place for Dealer to be, to where not only he can do that, but he can call up plays in certain situations to maybe surprise the defense, to where maybe you think it's going to Thornton or Royal or Mobley, but this is actually going to be a back cut or whatever it may be to somebody else. You just want that optionality as a coach, and it seems right now he has that.
Thornton was held to 10 points, and Bynum had 8 in that first game. It was Royal, and it was Mobley. And do you know how many points Ohio State got from their bench that night at Iowa?
5.
3 from Chapman.
Yep.
And that's a lot of minutes to only get 3 points.
Yeah, they're a tough defensive team to go up against. I mean, they've been number one in the conference in points allowed, and so you're going to have to earn everything. And you brought up a good point. It's grabbing those extra possessions if you can. Crash the boards and crash them hard.
All right, we're going to come back top of the hour, and Ryan Day on the Arthur Smith hiring, but the scheme. What can we look forward to seeing? You'll hear it next. Top of the hour, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Anthony, and I've got my own good feet story. I fought plantar fasciitis for a while. That's that horrible heel pain that seems to come out of nowhere. And not being on my feet was not ever going to be an option for me. I did all the home remedies, rolling the tennis ball under my feet. And the relief never really stuck until I went to the Good Feet store, where I was personally fitted with Good Feet arch supports based on my feet and arch size and the goals I have for my lifestyle. As soon as I popped them in my shoes, I could feel the difference. And now every day, my feet feel good. My knees, my hips, my back, they all feel supported and so much better aligned. I've complained about my back for years, but guess what? Nobody's heard me talk like that in a long time. These are a game changer for me every day. They're in my shoes to work out, to go to work, and soon in my golf shoes. The journey to feeling my pain go away has been nothing short of awesome, and just feeling the support I get puts me in a great mood. So stop in either at their store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, or get started right now at goodfeet.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Take your shot to save at Great Lakes Hyundai. Shoot the hoop to get extra savings on your new car purchase. On top of big shot savings like 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucson's for up to 5 years. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's Best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/31.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price, he cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up and whether you do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder, and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Don's Garage Doors, Don's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If your garage floor has stains, cracks, or even the dreaded bad epoxy job, maybe one you tried to do yourself, maybe one you paid for and it didn't work out, it can make your entire garage look bad. Let's be honest about it. And maybe those botched garage floor coatings that you've had in the past have put you off of ever getting it fixed. Well, my friends, let me tell you, the people at Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings want you to know there is a fix out there. They can make your garage floor gleaming, glistening, look like a new car showroom. You call Comer and Cross at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they will come out with their pros, no subcontractors, and install a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor in just one day. Yeah, this floor is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or even show tire lift like epoxy or paint can. Never going to have that problem with Comer and Cross. Call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. It's that easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or you go to comercross.com. That's C-O-M-E-R cross.com. Get a new garage floor with Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings today.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Today marks the second day of spring practice for Ohio State football. With 50 newcomers to the roster, head coach Ryan Day said connection is important.
It is a big challenge, but I really like this team. I like the guys. I like their energy. I like their competitiveness, their seriousness. It's a mature group, but we haven't been together very long, so we got work to do.
Buckeyes will play their spring game April 18th. Big Ten Men's Hoops Tournament, Iowa leads Maryland 74-62 with 39 seconds left in the game. Winner to face Ohio State Thursday at noon. World Baseball Classic, Italy and Mexico clash at 7. U.S. advances with an Italy win or Mexico victory while scoring 4 or less runs. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, final hour of the program. Damon Severson, bottom of the hour. We'll talk Jackets with him, hockey and Hounds. And we'll get back to, in moments, the Ravens' cold feet at the altar, at the Maxx Crosby altar. But they pivot to Trey Hendrickson, and they're trying to sell something that I'm really not buying. I'll see if my awesome co-host doesn't buy it as well. We wanted to hit a little bit on this because Ryan Day did speak about Arthur Smith and what this offense can be with him. And I remember when the name first came out, he kind of got the Matt Patricia treatment, didn't he? Like, oh, well, he wasn't a very good head coach, and like in the NFL, and what? And I was like, wait a minute, you're not hiring him to be the head coach. And I always thought that, I've made this analogy before, pick the most favorite thing you like to do. I'm not talking about it in a general way, talk sports. I'm talking about like the sport or something you like, and you could talk it all day long, and then somebody saying, okay, we're only hiring you to do this. We're only bringing you on to talk this.
Yeah, we are sending you to the Sirius XM Golf Channel.
Done. Perfect.
Cooking in that kitchen.
That's it. Let's
Absolutely.
go.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened with Patricia last year. Like,
yeah.
I know, look, you can't really blame people when you heard the name out of the gate and you think about the dicey stuff that happened to Detroit and all that, but I think you bring up a great point. You put Matt Patricia in a lane to where he's really comfortable and he can excel at a high level, and you saw the returns that you're going to get. And for Arthur Smith, that's going to be the same thing. He's coming into that building every day focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is rolling out the best Ohio State offense that you possibly can. But the other part of that, too, is Coach Day's going to have his fingerprints all over that unit, too. This is still his system. This is still his program, and he's going to have the end-all, be-all, and anything and everything that happens on offense, defense, or special teams, and everything in between, and everything that happens over there at the Woody. And so he and Arthur, I'm sure, have already gotten together. They have shared what they want this vision to look like. I'm sure Coach Day heard from Arthur as far as, hey, what do you think you can do with the weapons that are here? And Arthur probably came to the table and said, this is my vision, and here's what I think I can help you with and maybe add to this system as well. So I'm sure it's a collaborative effort, and I think that's how it should be, especially when you're talking about guys that have accomplished so much the way that they have.
You bring 17 years of NFL experience to the table. You think that's something? I do.
Absolutely.
And the other part about it is, and I'm trying to be very even with, yes, it takes talent. A coach can't win without talent.
Correct.
But some talent needs to be coached. And I think even the guy behind the glass would tell you that he helped the Steelers' rushing game. He did. He's helped a lot. Like, I just looked at this stat here that he's the only offensive coordinator / head coach in modern NFL history to have 7 different running backs with 1,000 or more yards from scrimmage in a 7-year span. Now, I don't know if Derrick Henry needed a whole lot of, but it's scheme related too.
Yeah.
But the names are Derrick Henry, Cordero Patterson, Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, his Steeler guy, Kenneth Gainwell. And in his first season with the Steelers, they ranked 11th in the NFL in rush offense. They had the 4th most rushing attempts in the league. They had 317 yards per game, which was up from 305 and 23. They averaged 22 points per game that season. And here's another good one. And I'm just not trying to play his agent here. I'm just
do it. You might get a cut of that new contract they got. You might cut your lunch.
Right. As the head coach of the Falcons, his team led the NFL in fewest penalties. They finished in the top 10 in rushing yards per game twice. They were top 10 in third down conversion rate. They were top 15 in passing yards per attempt. So
here's some of the angst that I've felt from some of the Buckeye fans that I've talked to is that stuff, they don't have an issue with that. How could you have an issue with that? And I think that will come into Columbus. I think it's some of the stuff that you saw in Pittsburgh with how slow and methodical the offense was, and it wasn't a very sexy and high-flying offense. And we know fans, that look, I can understand as a fan, that's what you want to sit down and watch, especially when you think about the weapons that you have here with the best wide receiver in the country. And so I think that's where some of the questioning may be coming into play is he going to be able to do that along everything you mentioned, but also be able to cater to the needs of Chris Henry and Legend Bay and Brandon Ennis and Jeremiah Smith, especially when you have this quarterback that is really good at spinning the rock. And I think he is going to do that. I think he is going to have a nice balance of both. And I think what happened in Pittsburgh last year was he looked around and he was like, well, yeah, if we had better playmakers to get the ball to on the outside, I probably would do that a little bit more. And also, I've got a 40-plus-year-old quarterback who isn't the same guy that he was, obviously, years ago, too. And so I'm not going to get...
before that, he had Russ.
Correct. So I'm not going to get caught up too much in what happened in Pittsburgh. I think it'll be a new, refreshed, fresh coat of paint for Arthur Smith here in Columbus, and I think people are going to like what they see on Saturdays.
He knows the weapons he has.
Yeah,
it would be malpractice to not use it.
Correct.
Right?
And Coach Day wouldn't have hired him if he didn't already know throughout that process that Arthur Smith was going to lean into that stuff. You have to your point.
And maybe Ryan feels like they were pretty damn good in blocking for their running backs, and the running backs didn't do what they should do, and Arthur Smith's going to help get him there. Like, I think
he and Coach Loughlin,
I don't think this is a I said it the other day. I don't think this is just put it all on the offensive line. There were problems when they met the real beast in Miami or Indiana, and you got Van Sickle trying to go in there on a fly and do something in a game like that. Here's Ryan Day on the Arthur Smith scheme.
He's been around it before. He knows how to run the football. He sees it that way, but he also really knows how to throw the football well. I mean, he's when you look at where he's had his meetings in all of his career, he's always with the quarterbacks. But he was an offensive lineman at heart, so he knows how it all comes together. And the way that he teaches the quarterbacks too in the run game is he's the run game coordinator, and he's making the checks based on what's going on, and and it has to equate numbers. But he really has a great feel for the passing game as well. And it was interesting just listening to him. He's got a great history. He's a great storyteller, and even just like in the last year, working with Aaron Rodgers and his background and all the things that he learned from him. So it's been great to be around him and throw different ideas off of him, and him also learn the college game because it is a little bit different. And then I know the guys in that room are learning a lot from him.
This is a very, very expensive coaching staff. It's a very expensive roster. We know their championship or bust mentality. Ohio State's paying their assistant coaches more than $15 million this year. That's up from last year, and they've got the highest paid coordinator in the country.
No surprise. No surprise. So, I think a lot of the elite programs around college football are spending money at a high level, both on their roster and on their coaching staff. It's just what you have to do. It's the keeping up with the Joneses, especially the roster part of it right now. It's not always going to equate to team success. Look at what happened at Texas Tech last year, but you'd rather have your program spinning the coin than sitting on the outside looking in and just hoping and praying that you have guys that want to come because of tradition, or you just have guys in-house as coaches that are going to develop talent that maybe aren't the best guys. You just have to be on board with doing everything right now, and for the football program over there at Ohio State, they're absolutely doing that.
Got to have both.
Yeah.
But I think some people would feel like, well, mostly it is the roster, mostly it is the talent, but they've got a lot of experience on this coaching staff, and they haven't played a game yet, and they will be expected to kind of go through the schedule and manage it the best they can.
What's their first game?
Well, they got a ramp-up game. You know all about it. Ball State. That'll get you fine-tuned for Texas.
Goodness. September 5th at home, that ramp-up game against Ball State. But if I had to guess, if I had to ask them, AR, and say, hey, would you rather have Texas out of the gate or get one in before Texas? I think they take the ramp up.
It's a gauntlet. They would.
Before getting to the gauntlet, I think they take a little ramp just to see what you got, Because spring ball, it'll give you a decent field practice.
A false sense of security, too.
But it's a game, right? And you out of the gate. I'd rather play a game than hit the ground running in Austin right away. Let's see what we got and get to the lab.
Don't laugh at the ramp up that Texas is going to get.
Who they got?
Against Texas State. The Bobcats. They won a lot of games. Actually, they won more games than I thought last year.
Texas State, let me see. They won, I'm going to guess, 7 games last year.
Including their bowl game? They didn't make it to a bowl game.
Oh, so I'll go, you said more than you expected. I'm going to go 7. Yeah, what do they get?
Exactly 7.
Play my theme music, DJ. I need my theme music, DJ. It's been a minute. Spin that track for your boy, please. Drop it.
Texas Bobcats. You want to try to go 2 for 2?
Sure.
You may already know this one. So you have to admit if you do.
Okay, yeah, I'll be honest.
Why don't we ask you what Ball State's record was last year?
Ooh. So you want wins and losses or just the wins? I'll give you the wins. I'm going to go Ball State in 2025.
You don't know this.
I promise I don't.
Right,
I promise I don't.
Go 2 for 2 here.
I'm going to say Ball State won 4 games.
Play it, DJ.
Let's go.
Now the question is, what can I come up with to get him a turkey?
Can I go 3? I never got one of those in bowling, by the way. Never got one. Did you?
You know the story.
Oh, I do know.
Tell the folks.
It reminded me of, remember when Kevin Durant, you know who I am. Yeah. I'm Kevin Durant.
You know the story.
You know the story. I'm Anthony Rothman. I want you to actually tell it in pre-snap. You tell stories really well.
No, I don't. It's not that great of a story. I can give you the result of it. I'm trying to give you another one.
Okay.
To get the turkey. I'll come up with it during the break.
I was going to say tease it so I can Google it.
Yeah.
During the break.
No, I'm not going to say it. I know better than that. We're coming back with that. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Mortgage rates have dropped, and the best news is they're expected to go down even more. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. If you've been thinking about buying a new home, now is the time. And with Third Federal's Buy Now, Refi Later program, you don't have to wait for rates to drop again. You get the guaranteed lowest rate now, and if rates drop later, even after you close, you can refinance to a lower rate for free. That's right, for free. And now with Third Federal's early rate lock, you can lock in the guaranteed lowest rate even before you find a house. So you'll always have the best rate. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today and lock in the guaranteed lowest rate.
Right now at Third Federal, lock in 5.79% APR 5.82% on a 30-year fixed rate purchase mortgage and refinance later if rates go down for free. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for buy now, refi later. Lowest rate guarantee and early rate lock at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
When we designed our Columbus Blue Jacket ticket plans, we designed them for fans like you. For fans who want to choose their games and their seats. And fans who need flexibility when their plans change. Columbus Blue Jacket season ticket plans. Get your tickets now at bluejackets.com.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Did winter leave you with a roof leak just as spring approaches? Don't stress. The team at Newman Roofing has you covered. Voted Columbus's best roofing company 4 years in a row. Schedule your estimate by calling 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Common Man here for Jermaine. Everybody's talking about affordability when buying a car these days, but the truth is, GoJermaine.com has a great selection of affordable inventory. Maybe that tax return's going to hit your mailbox pretty soon. Well, go see my friends because they have 300 new cars under 30 grand, over 300 used cars under 20 grand, and it's only at GoJermaine.com. And along with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started at GoJermaine.com.
Sausage, egg, cheese, made from scratch buttermilk biscuit. Hungry? Canadian bacon, egg, cheese, fresh baked croissant. How about now? Bacon, sausage, Canadian bacon, cinnamon swirl French toast. There it is. Grab a hot UDF breakfast sandwich made in store on fresh baked biscuits and croissants from our bakery. And right now, buy any breakfast sandwich and get the second one for just $1. Only at UDF. Mornings made for you.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop again as we go into the second half of the day, with temperatures soaring into the mid-70s and gusty winds with powerful gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour. For tonight, eventually the showers and storms taper off overnight and temperatures plunge as we drop to right around freezing with gusty winds. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. News, special guests, and everything Scarlet and Gray, the Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, I was trying to think about what record I could give you. You're probably up to date on the schedules now. But I was toying with...
What do you got?
TLC.
What'd you come up with?
What do I don't know if I want to do another football one for his schedule. I think he's probably got those committed to memory at this point.
I really don't.
All 135 from last year?
No, I'm talking about Ohio State's schedule.
Oh, there's no chance. You're talking about like their opponents and what they did last year?
You're 2 for 2.
Yeah, I got
there are 10 more.
10 more to go.
I mean, you got the tough one. No, actually, it wasn't even their schedule. One was Texas State.
Yeah, Texas State, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kid's on fire.
They're playing Texas State, too?
It's a gauntlet.
Are you thinking about asking me what the Golden Flashes record was last year in the MAC?
That was probably one of them.
Who was their coach? I think Kenny Burns got fired.
We got to do the
last year.
record. We got to do the record.
Hit me with a random one.
A rando from last year?
Louisiana Monroe.
No. We got to get one that they played this year, and then I'll ask him what their record was last year.
I don't remember. I don't remember hearing at all what Northwestern did, and I promise I do not know.
All right,
Northwestern
called your shot.
Record.
Yeah, about to say he's about to select his own parameters.
That's all right.
here.
I won't do
it's
that.
It's a choose your own story journey.
I want you to pick.
No. Let's.
I'm gonna.
That way we know it's. If you didn't get it, then we know.
Northwestern.
If he gets it right, then we'll pick another one.
Fair enough. Northwestern cooked up 5 wins last year.
No.
See? Being honest. I'm an honest guy.
What was 7?
It? Oh, really? Okay.
7 wins.
Now they're bringing Chip Kelly in.
They had 5. They were 5-2.
What do you think they're paying Chip Kelly to be their offensive coordinator? It's got to be $1.5 million, $2 million.
I was going to say 2.
Yeah. Somewhere in there.
What a
It's an odd fit,
nice
man.
job.
It's an odd fit. Good for him, though. Getting that Raiders money, and now up there in Chicago.
He's making 2 here, so I don't know. He'll
Probably
make
the
6
floor.
with the Raiders.
How many years is left on that deal?
Are you guys buying this? When the Ravens, and I'm okay with the Ravens backing out of the trade. It clearly they got cold feet. I don't know if it was that they thought the price was too expensive and they rethought it, or the fact that the knee didn't pan out exactly where they thought, and that we can get out of this now.
Shefty said that he was in their building yesterday, and they were running him through the ringer of the medicals and all that stuff and everything that it requires for them to sign off on these type of trades and deals.
But he was so fresh off the surgery. But I think they wanted to hear something more on the prognosis.
Correct. Like, will he be ready for week 1? And
No, I think they're okay with that.
I'm sure those are some of the questions you would ask.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if the more on this was, we're spending 2 first-rounders. We got to know that this isn't something that we're worried about down the line. Meaning we could get him healthy to play, but how easy would this be for him to re-aggravate, to re-hurt it?
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what? So, but then the Ravens are trying to sell that since they pivoted to Trey Hendrickson, it's good for him. He got $112 million over 4 years. It's exactly what a 31-year-old wanted.
Absolutely.
And for the Ravens, it's a lot less than the $120 million that Jalen Phillips got from Carolina. Mm-hmm. But Hendrickson is 31, and he's coming off injuries himself.
Mm-hmm.
So they pivoted to Trey Hendrickson, and they were trying to sell the fact that they wanted him too.
So Shefty, after he got done with us, it looks like he did a hit on McAfee's show, and the quote is, Trey Hendrickson said that his understanding was when he was thinking of going to Baltimore, it was to team up with Maxx Crosby. That was his initial impression, but he's happy to get his deal done. So they were selling the trade that we want both, BOFF. We want both of y'all to come over here to Baltimore.
So Trey signed this morning?
He signed this morning, and Shefty is making
legal tampering. The news broke this morning, whatever the technical jargon is.
Shefty is framing this, AR, that Baltimore was kind of talking to Trey throughout this whole process, like, hang tight, don't sign somewhere else, because we're going to trade for Crosby, and then we're going to bring you in as well. Are you buying them?
I kind of do.
Okay.
Because the Maxx Crosby thing fell through last night, right?
Yes.
And so Trey Hendrickson, do you think the Baltimore Ravens, just called Trey Hendrickson in the middle of the night and said, oops?
I think there's a strong possibility that happened for me, yeah.
You think it would happen that quickly?
Yeah, because
maybe his price went up.
I think they got desperate, right, after they examined the knee and all that for Crosby and said, man, we got to make something happen. Trey Hendrickson's still out there, and I think they called he and his agent. And like I said, this could be true, but I think to your point in the question that you posed, that they were kind of up against it, right, and they wanted to make something happen, and I think that's why Trey had some leverage on his side. He got the deal that he got from Baltimore.
So that would mean that this time yesterday, as Maxx Crosby was doing his physical, that means at this time yesterday, Trey Hendrickson, you're suggesting, would have had no contact with the Ravens whatsoever.
I don't know what to believe. I
just don't think that happens all in one night.
What, the deal that they cooked up with Trey?
Yeah.
So I'm buying that maybe they were somewhat in on Trey, but not at that number.
How could you go at 3 p.m. to not be talking to the Ravens to then wake up a Baltimore Raven the next day?
I don't think that's difficult.
Because they probably came in and swooped in and beat Dallas and Tampa and the Niners and the Commanders and whoever else was in on them.
I don't think it would take that long, because to AR's point too, the market's been set to a certain degree with other pass rushers and the money that they've signed. And so I'm sure Trey and his agent have looked at some of those deals and said, this is what we're looking for. And Baltimore probably called them and said, here's our offer, and this is what we want on our side. And I think those things can happen pretty quickly, especially when things are dire like that.
That's why I'm not buying what the Ravens are selling, that they were all in on Trey anyway with Maxx. I think this created a chance for the Ravens to spend a little more money to get Trey.
Yeah.
And they were lucky that the timing was good, that he hadn't signed with Chicago or somebody else. Agree. And so I think what they're doing is they're saying this to cover what happened. They don't want to make it. They don't even have to do it. That's the point. They don't have to cover themselves. Right. They didn't like the physical. They bailed out of the trade. They were in the right mind to do it. And I don't think it was negotiating in bad faith. I think everything's pending a physical. Now, I'm leaving some room for the fact that they could have said, we're not feeling as good about it. We don't want to go through with it. And we can get out of this. Let's get out of it. The 2 first round is a little too much. But I'm erring on the side that if Maxx Crosby's knee was fine, they would have gone through with it. Yeah. So I'm saying what everyone thinks is that they believe that the risk was too much for the price they were going to pay after the physical, their physical. Mm-hmm. Then they probably thought, all right, well, we're not going to spend it on him. Let's up our deal to Trey and try to save it in an area we coveted this position anyway.
For sure, yeah.
And so I think that what happened is Trey probably looked at it as, I don't care whether I was their second choice. I just made more than what the Bears were offering or what the Colts were offering or anybody else.
And I get to stick it to my old team twice a year now.
Stay in the division.
That's the other part of this, too. Hey, you guys didn't want to give me this bread. I'm going to be in this division and hopefully haunt you guys for the next couple of years. And so Jesse Minter comes in as the new head coach for Baltimore, and he wants to get after people as a defensive-minded head coach. There's no surprise to me that they're very active right now on that side of the ball, especially down there in the trenches when you look at what Minter was able to do in L.A. last year.
The other reason I'm not buying it is, how come we never heard the Ravens ever being involved in Trey Hendrickson?
Well, just because we don't hear about it, I guess, doesn't mean that doesn't make it a thing, right, behind the scenes. I don't know. That's just how I view it.
I guess it's because once they were in on Crosby, then, of course, they weren't going to be in on Trey, too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think they would have double-dipped and spent that amount of money on a big-time duo of pass rushers in the same offseason. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't buy that they were serious about having both. I think it was one or the other, and like you said, if Maxx was healthy, I don't think Trey Hendrickson would be a Raven right now.
No, they pivoted really quickly, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And they probably gave Trey a little more than the others were going to. All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes with our friend Damon Severson off the big win against Tampa. They'll take on Florida tomorrow night. We'll do Hockey and Hounds next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, What if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You'd think that dog conversation wouldn't necessarily blend with hockey talk. And you'd be wrong. You idiots! Like a fine wine and dark chocolate, it's going down smooth. Rothman and Ice present Hockey and Hounds.
Sponsored by Telhio Credit Union, helping hounds find a home and helping you finance yours. Get the best rate from Telhio's mortgage experts. Find out more at telhio.org.
Now, joining the Hockey and Hounds League is Jackets blue liner Damon Severson, a man who skates hard so his dog Reggie can have a better life.
All right, welcome back in. It is Hockey and Hounds with our guy Damon Severson, courtesy of Telhio Credit Union. And we got Sevo down in the FLA, enjoying his sunshine, hopefully, and getting maybe an off day of leisure in, Sevo. Great game last night. How you feeling?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was a big win for us last night. Obviously, a real big back-to-back, and we're going to have to win as much as we can down the stretch here because all these games are important. So it was a solid one over in Tampa. Now we're on the other side of Florida, and we got another big one tomorrow night.
The attitude has come along for the ride, you included. Big scrum in that game. You versus Kerfoot was amazing. Tell me about that fight and the attitude that this team has brought to the table lately.
Yeah, we're just trying to do anything we can to win. Obviously, at home it was a Saturday night. The crowd was buzzing. We didn't really like the start of our third period, going down by a couple goals, but we battled back, which has been key for us all year. Just not letting off the gas and just trying to do anything we can to stay in games and get wins. And it was just a situation that presented itself. It looked like we were being called for a penalty, and then there was a bit of an outnumbered situation there in the corner with 3 of our forwards and all 5 of their guys. So Z and I just decided to get down there and help out, and it ended up I ended up with me in a scrap. But I always tell the boys I'm probably good for 1 and maybe 2 a year, but that was my 1, hopefully.
Sevo, let's lock in on your new teammate and Connor Garland, because here he is and he's helping right away. The early returns have been awesome to see. He's been lighting up the lamp here over the last 2 games. So just that addition and what you feel like he can continue to do moving forward to help out the squad.
Been real solid for us so far. Obviously, coming in right away and having a couple games with 2 goals each has been amazing. And we need the goal scoring. Obviously, we got to play solid defense. We got to keep the puck out of our net first and foremost, but we do need to put the puck in the other team's net as well. So he's been coming up clutch for us. I think he's just only starting getting some chemistry with his line mates as well, which is going to be great. So once he keeps continuing to get used to everything going on here with our team and the way we play, it's only going to get better from here. And he's obviously signed long term, and he's going to be here with us for a while. So real good start, and yeah, we just hope it continues for him. He keeps his hot streak alive.
Yeah, it certainly aligns with you guys and the attitude this team has. CBJ defenseman Damon Severson with us, Hockey and Hounds. That was such a complete game last night. I think it was a lot more than just a good penalty kill night. You limit them to 17 shots. How did you limit them to just that? How'd you do it?
I thought we did a good job, just taking away middle ice, just kind of trying to keep them to the outside. Obviously, when the shots were coming through, we got the saves we needed, and just trying to do anything possible. Obviously, those high-end skill guys just forced them into plays they didn't really want to make, and we did a real solid job on their power play because they're one of the top power plays in the league. So, just overall, we kind of got ourselves in a bit of trouble there in the second. We're about a penalty kill and only limiting a team like that to a couple goals on a night where points are hard to come by. Every win matters, and we need them a lot more than anybody else right now for us to be able to get in. So it was just a solid defensive effort, and we got some goals when we needed them at most.
So Marchie's gone back-to-back here with a couple goals against L.A. and Tampa last night, and here he is right at the doorstep of his 100th career goal. And so a 25-year-old right now, Sivo, that's been really consistent, right, since he coming into the league with, a 20-goal-a-year type of guy. So his development from your eyes, you've been here for a few years, and you're watching him grow. But Marchie right now, it looks like he's turned it into a real good one here in Columbus, as you know.
Yeah, you can definitely put the puck in the back of the net. It's fun to watch him. It's fun to watch him work on his craft, even in practice, and just the way he controls the puck, the way he shoots the puck, and when he's hunting pucks and when he's like just all over, you can tell when he's skating and he's just kind of getting over it. He's tough to. He's one of the best guys in the league, in my opinion. Just tough to knock off the puck, and the way he can protect it and kind of find his way in and out of traffic is pretty impressive. And obviously he's got the shot to go with it. So he's able to beat goalies clean with how well he shoots the puck and kind of how he disguises his shot a little bit. So it's very impressive to watch, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's a 30-goal scorer for the next number of years.
I'll tell you swept the Lightning. I'm sure you know that by now. That's got to be a cool feeling. That's not a team that's an easy sweep. And I don't know if you know this stat, and I'm going to lay it on you. But ever since Bones got hired, you guys are playing at 1.63 points per game. That's number one in the league, points per game leader since Rick Bowness was hired on January 12th. If you extrapolate that out, that would be like 134 points over the course of an 82-game season. Like, that's how well you guys, the results are coming under Rick Bowness.
Yeah, it's impressive numbers for sure. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but obviously a great stat, and those are the ones you like hearing because obviously that means we're winning games. So it's just a lot of fun playing under Bones. He's a confident guy, and he just instills confidence in us. It's been just a breath of fresh air, and now we're having results to prove for it ever since he's been behind the bench, and we hope that continues just throughout the rest of the way, and however much longer we can keep him around for.
So Connor Garland comes in, and he's got to do a number change, and I wanted to ask you this, Sivo, if a new teammate came into the locker room and they wanted your number, and they said, Sivo, what is it going to take? What do you think you would want if you were willing to come off of the number that you have?
Yeah, that's actually a funny question. We were joking around about that when he came, and we were all kind of meeting him, and then it was like the day of the first game he was playing, and I kind of was bugging him across the room. I said, "Hey, Carl, what's going on with your number there? It looks like 8 wasn't available, hey?" And Z was standing right next to me, and we kind of had a good chuckle, and Z was like, "Well, you know what, girls, money talks. Money talks. Everyone's got their price," and so it was kind of just like a little bit of a running joke, and I think Garland had worn 83 before, so he was just fine not having to pay Z anything or having to get him any fancy gifts. So, which I thought was great. I mean, at least you have a backup number, then you don't have to worry about, try to pay somebody off to get your number back. But I'm not stuck with any number by any means. I've worn a few numbers. I've worn 28 in New Jersey, now 78. So I would probably go along with the same idea as Z, that money talks and everybody does have their price if you want something bad enough. But that's a good question. I would have to be accepting offers if anybody did come to the team and wanted to take me out of 78.
I'm trying to think back. When was your first year in Columbus? Do you remember what season was that? What year?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago. It was 23-24.
Okay, so Bjorkstrand was gone. So 28 probably was available?
Yeah, 28 was available. And actually, before I even chose a number, I think the team had released something. My friends were telling me they put something on social media, and they just assumed that I was just going to take 28 because I had worn it for 9 years. And I had messaged the staff, and I was like, no, I think I'm going to change my number. And then they had to quickly delete the post that they had and just repost it. So 28 was available if I wanted it, but that was a number that was given to me in Jersey, and I loved it. It was great. You kind of grows on you when you're in something like that for so long, but I just wanted to switch things up, and I've enjoyed wearing 78.
Good stuff, man. Was there any, so no number was mentioned for Connor with Zach? Nothing even came out about a price?
No, nothing, no prices, no nothing. I think he was fine just accepting 83 for what it was, and that was basically it. It was like Z said, everybody's got their number and everybody's got their price. Just make me an offer, and he didn't seem to want to be budging off his 83. It was already stitched in, and the trainers already went to work. So I think that he's fine with that and saved himself quite a bit of cash as well.
Well, number 8's got a gold medal attached to it now too, so that price really goes up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah, it's an impressive feat. It's can't take that away from him.
Another quick one for you. When you know you're in because it didn't look like you and Kerfoot, it started innocently enough. Tie game, late third. I love the way you played to the crowd. You lit a fire under the whole place. When did you know that was not going to end peacefully?
Like probably halfway through, honestly. Like I was just going in to kind of trying to even. I think Z would say the same thing. We were just going in to try to even out the numbers there. We'd already seen that. I think Charlie was getting called for a penalty, and I don't think he was very happy with the call, and I don't think any of us were. And then next thing you know, they were kind of a bit of a dog pile, and we were outnumbered. And not that Olivier was out there too, and he can handle himself, probably 2 or 3 guys to himself. But we just figured, we're trying to be good teammates and trying to stick up for ourselves and our teammates. So we went in there just to try to even the numbers out. And then I kind of pushed off one guy, and then we ended up getting tangled up, and then he just kind of wouldn't let go and wouldn't stop kind of pushing me. And I was like, all right, well, I guess if that's what you want to do, then here we go. And the guys always give me a hard time. They like when I fight, but I always just say I'm not. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not a fighter. But when I do, the boys get all fired up. So I can put a smile on some guys' faces. But the only thing that I would wish we could have changed from that night is just getting the big win in overtime. The roof probably would have popped off nationwide if that was the case. It was a great night.
It was, man. All right, I got some good news for you. Remember back in late January, or I think probably was late January, when I told you about Meatball. Meatball was a New Albany pet rescue pit mix, about 2.5 years old. Meatball has been adopted, so great news there. And the dog that I want to pitch today from my friends at New Albany Pet Rescue, again, is a dog named Sterling. Sterling is another little mixed breed, beautiful dog. Spent the past 8 months in a shelter, so that's not great, but he's being boarded right now. But they just don't have enough foster homes, and he is awesome. Likes lying on the couch in the office there. He's good with other dogs. He's a little bit on the quiet side, just wants to be near his people. And we just need people that want to be patient with him and gentle so he can trust. I think he's going to steal somebody's heart when they meet him. If you'd like to meet Sterling, you can fill out an application. Get with me or napetrescue.org. That's napetrescue.org. If you can foster Sterling, just as good for us. napetrescue.org as well. And hopefully somebody will step forward. He's a beautiful little dog. And I think that somebody, like I said, is going to be really wowed by him. He's one of those dogs that I think that will truly come out of his shell once he knows he's in a forever family. So we're hoping for Sterling. We'll put him out there, and hopefully I'll have some good news for you soon.
Yeah, sounds like a special dog. Hopefully can make somebody's home extra special. That'll be awesome to hopefully hear good news here shortly.
Thanks, my man. Really appreciate this on your off day. Good luck tomorrow against Florida.
Yeah, thank you guys. We'll chat with you again soon.
You got it. Damon Severson, CBJ Blue Liner, Hockey and Hounds, courtesy of Tel Ohio Credit Union. Jackets in Florida tomorrow night, take on the Panthers. You can experience member-driven banking with my friends at Tel Ohio Credit Union. They've been proudly serving the great state of Ohio for more than 90 years. We come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating and Cooling. Like your vehicle, your heating, cooling, and plumbing systems need to be maintained. We recommend our True Comfort membership designed to keep things working in tip-top shape. Thanks for letting us keep your home comfortable and plumbing worry-free. But when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Turn 2026 ordinary into legendary with the Ford F-150. Load 2.9% APR plus $3,250 bonuses await. All credit welcome. Capital Ford gets you going fast. Become that hero. Only at Capital Ford of Columbus in Whitehall. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If your garage floor has stains, cracks, or even the dreaded bad epoxy job, maybe one you tried to do yourself, maybe one you paid for and it didn't work out, it can make your entire garage look bad. Let's be honest about it. And maybe those botched garage floor coatings that you've had in the past have put you off of ever getting it fixed. Well, my friends, let me tell you, the people at Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings want you to know there is a fix out there. They can make your garage floor gleaming, glistening, look like a new car showroom. You call Comer & Cross at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they will come out with their pros, no subcontractors, and install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in just one day. Yeah, this floor is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or even show tire lift like epoxy or paint can. Never going to have that problem with Comer & Cross. Call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. It's that easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or you go to comercross.com. That's COMER cross.com. Get a new garage floor with Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings today.
When we designed our Columbus Blue Jacket ticket plans, we designed them for fans like you. For fans who want to choose their games and their seats. And fans who need flexibility when their plans change. Columbus Blue Jacket season ticket plans. Get your tickets now at bluejackets.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and I just want to let you know our son's about to turn 3 here this week. Baby boy number 2, he could show up any day now. And as you know, I got started on Awaken 180 because I wanted to keep up with the boys, with the babies. Well, it turns out that baby isn't a baby any longer. He has legs and he runs everywhere. Every parent knows this. Kids run their own schedule, so life in our house has gone from busy to really busy, and that's exactly why I'm grateful I started Awaken 180. Chasing a toddler is already a workout. Soon it's going to be 2 little guys who don't slow down. Since losing the weight, I've got more energy. I'm sleeping better. I'm not dragging through the day. I'm more present. And more importantly, I'm more patient. And that matters because this is not about looking different. It's about being active with my boys now and being there for them years from now. Awaken 180 gave me a clear plan, real coaching, and results that last. If you've got a busy season coming up or you're already in one, now's the time to do so. Awaken180weightloss.com. Get started today.
How many different ways can you consume morning juice? Let's see.
Live on YouTube, live on the Fans HD3 podcast on demand, and on 10 TV Plus.
And we'll send Bobby right to your house.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, really take us home because tomorrow at noon in our normal time slot, the Buckeyes will be playing basketball. They really had to do it to us. They had to knock us off the air.
They got business to attend to, you know?
And if they do it again, then they'll play Michigan on Friday at noon again in our time slot.
Hey.
If you're here and I'm here, doesn't that make it our time? Nothing wrong with a little feast on our time.
Movie?
Your dime, your dance floor.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
When in doubt,
Fast Times at Ridgemont.
There you go. All right, go ahead, TLC.
So Paul and Ron are going to be filling in for us, essentially.
That's right.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Noon to 3
duo.
here on The Fan.
Absolutely.
Yep. Some of the national days this week. Interesting. National Meatball Day. Here's a test. Ice. Who stars in the movie Meatball?
Meatballs?
Sure.
Bill Murray.
Yes. Play his
my
music.
theme music.
He remembered it from the
I mean, he had some help because we just did the social content with this.
Meatball was the name of the dog that we got adopted a few weeks ago with Damon.
Okay, there we go. You like a meatball pizza, AR? Like, I don't really know, like, what's the true difference between, like, a sausage
My
and a meatball?
brother was big on the old ground beef pizza.
I know some people like that,
Yeah, the
too.
hamburger pizza, essentially.
It's not
and
my...
not the,
It's not my
the
thing,
sausage.
but I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it. They're all
it's
kind of
good.
similar to
well,
me.
It's really, when it comes down to it, it's like a better cheeseburger.
Okay, when you put it like that.
I mean, it's
when you put it like
pretty
that,
awesome.
The vision is now clearer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot clearer. So your boy Brian, your brother Brian,
he was
on to something there. I see you, Brian.
All right. National Crab Meat Day was this week. Is eating crab overrated? What's on the TV?
Nothing.
Is it Fast Times at Ridgemont?
No, it's not. I don't even have a movie on for him today. We got too much stuff happening.
I don't know if Phoebe Cates came out.
Is eating crabs?
I wasn't in the bathroom either.
Ask your question again, please.
I forget what my question was.
Something about crab.
Is eating crab overrated?
No, look, not for me. That was a whole family experience growing up in Baltimore.
A family experience?
Oh, yeah. Like, we'd go over to my grandma's house, and, like, the whole dining room table would just be covered full of newspapers, right? And then grandma, grandpa, whoever was chefing up the crabs, they come out, you dump them in the middle of the table. Everybody has their own little individual butter station right there. You just get to cracking those things. Yeah, it was a whole family experience. And so, no, I'm all in on eating crabs and crab cakes and all that stuff. Crab dip.
All right, you nailed it on that. It's the crab cake.
Yes.
I think that's better than just regular crab.
Well,
I had crab cakes in the past week.
No, I mean,
delicious.
Look, I grew up in Baltimore, so I see it a little differently. It's easier.
Yeah. Rothman, we wouldn't understand.
We really wouldn't.
Well, no, I just
Let me
feel like
explain to you guys the varieties of crab cakes that Maryland can do.
I can understand how you guys look at like breaking down a crab is like doing a little too much. I get that, but it's kind of just what you do growing up. And so, but you guys are all over. Like
it's what you do growing up.
a good crab cake sandwich.
You grew up going to the park.
That's a win.
I grew up breaking open crabs.
But no,
yeah. Well, Anthony and Brian were playing Starsky and Hutch growing up.
That's right. When Jerry was throwing us out on the lawn in our underwear to fight, Maddie was home
breaking down
crabs or had crabs.
I can't.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
It was right
put
there.
That into the atmosphere for your boy. Come on.
My stepdad, this no joke. I was probably 12 years old. He and my mother went to San Francisco on vacation, and they brought me back a T-shirt that said right on it, "I got crabs," and then on the bottom it said "at Fisherman's Wharf," and I wore it to school, and my teachers were laughing, and I had no idea why. There was just a crab in the middle. It says, "I got crabs." And then in little print, it just says, "at Fisherman's Wharf."
That is hilarious.
They let you wear that outside of the house?
Oh, yeah. My stepdad loved it. He definitely probably put me up. Wear this to school.
I love it.
See what kind of reaction you get.
For sure.
The thing, though, I can't get the technique with, like, whatever instrument you have to use in order to, like, crack the thing.
It's a lot of work. So you guys,
what do they
I
call
totally
that,
understand where you guys are. I don't like. It's not a nutcracker, but it's
crab
like
cracker.
A cousin to that. It's kind of similar to that. I don't know what
kind
the
of
exact
a pliers, a wrench
term it is for it, but yeah, it's a grind. So you guys look, eating a crab cake. You guys are smart. That's the way to go.
You're not a guy that likes people with the nub lickers, though. Do they do that when they're eating crab?
I can't stand that sound. It didn't bother me as much as one of you guys just had to do it. That sound is just
one of you
awful,
guys.
Man. When you were eating next to someone and you hear that, the moistness on their fingers of them. That is just
you
some nasty work.
get away with it.
Never.
With one food and one food only. It's probably wings. Like, you get away with it, but you can't make the noise.
Okay, I can rock with that. Stay away from the noise. Like what you just did.
I saw somebody nub licking with pizza the other day.
Did you hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
I saw it.
I seen it.
Like, I don't think there's a napkin. It's got a great invention. It's called a napkin. But with wings, it's just so much. And then with wings, you're going through 48 napkins.
I think you made a good point. Just turn the volume off on the nub licking as you live. Turn the volume off, please.
Or people who like slurp their soup.
Yeah, see that type of sound.
Like you just swallow it straight off the spoon. You don't have to
go. The loud chewers too.
Oh, chew with your mouth closed.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even necessarily open or closed.
It's got to be that.
Smacking. It's the smacking.
But it's also like if you're talking to someone and you're looking at them and they're chewing with their mouth open, then you can see what's going on in the tunnel there. We don't need that. We don't need
the tunnel of love.
I like Tucker Kraft. Anytime touchdown.
Tucker Kraft. He's out for the year.
It was.
Should have let him make the bet.
Yeah.
That is an incredible drop.
It was National Napping Day, and this was the day after springing the clocks forward, which makes sense because you got to catch up on the hour that you lost. Is it possible to take midweek naps while working in this time slot?
No, I can't do it because if I get out of here and take a nap, then I'm up all night.
I do.
You squeeze some in every once in a while? Okay.
Yeah, every now and then it'll be like 4:30 to like 6.
Ooh, see, that's dangerous for me.
Yeah, I'll just lay down for a minute. Just be reading the phone.
You'll be out.
Playing some online poker, and then it's like lights out till about 6-ish, and then you have to make the decision. I got to get up.
Yes.
Like, I have to get up.
But that doesn't recharge your batteries to a point to where you're up all night.
I'm up a little later, but not.
Yeah, because if I take a nap from 4:30 to 6, I'm staying up till about 2 a.m. Easy.
I'm doing like one of those a week. 1 to 1.5.
I support it because I love naps, so I support AR nap 100%.
Man, I used to nap all the time, but especially when I did morning radio in St. Louis, dude, I was like napping in shifts.
Yeah, I get you.
Now, it's got to get bad for me to take a nap.
I've been getting naps in every Saturday now. That's kind of my nap day now. So getting one in Saturday afternoon. Hey, before we go, you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up. Wherever you get your podcast, all you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Coming up on Common Man and Timmy, both guys in the house. Sweet 16 round of Pizza Madness. Nicole Sheeran stops by at 3:30.
All right, enjoy the game tomorrow at noon. We'll be watching and listening along with you, and hopefully we'll all enjoy the ride for a little bit. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real.